Prepare yourself.
Oh, this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Hello again and welcome to the Cathedral of Wisdom for the Ninja Troll Digicast, the only podcast that comes full on with 1.21 gigawatts of power. Run, Marty! My name is Tim Dixon, along with Mike Worth. We are your hosts today, or every day, and every week. Actually, not every day. No. We don't do one every day.
No, we don't.
But if you listen to it every day, then we would be your host every day.
That's a way to live. That's a way to live.
Yeah.
It's a long show. You can break it up.
That's
over
true.
A couple days.
You could do that. Yeah. You split it up over the entire week.
How you doing today, Timothy?
I'm a little confused, apparently.
Are you drunk again?
Maybe, just a tad. But we got a bunch of stuff to get to this week. We're going to have our, as we call it, our Crisis Cram session.
Yes.
We've gotten, in our Exploring the Multiverse segment, we've gotten up almost to Crisis on Infinite Earths, and we're going to take a week to review before the big test starts next week.
Oh, man. Are you ready?
Oh, yes, I'm ready. I started reading issue one of
one?
Crisis again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Cause,
it's been a while since I read it. So
how many years has it been since you put it down?
It's probably been at least 10.
Wow.
At least. So, cool. I mean, if not more. So it'll be interesting to read it again. And like as we're going through this, there's stuff, when I read it originally, I read DC Comics. There's still stuff that I didn't understand. Right. So now I feel like we've led up to this point, so we'll be ready to read it again and understand. Well, and also, like when I was reading it, they would talk about Earth 2 and Earth 3. I didn't realize.
What did that even mean?
Yeah, I didn't realize what that meant. That like the Firebrand is from Earth 2 because you start part of the All-Star Squadron.
Right.
Now I know that was the older heroes. And Earth 3, I just knew it was kind of like an evil version of the Justice League. Now I understand it's a crime syndicate, the whole deal, and all this.
And they're well embedded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I just read the first little bit where Earth 3 gets destroyed. Ultraman says, you know what? I'm going to go out fighting, and just kind of flew right into the antimatter. Ooh. And yeah, he was. I'm a man. I'm Ultraman. So
we got a metric crap ton of movie and TV news today, right?
That as well, yes. And in our showcase segment, we're going to take a look at the DC Comics geography.
Oh,
because
I'm excited.
Yeah, because DC uses a lot of fictional. They've gotten it out where they use more real towns and put people in them. But there's a lot of fictional towns that they use for their superheroes. So we're going to look at that and kind of a mixture of the real towns that they have people in and the fictional towns and where the fictional towns actually are supposed to be.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's the hard part to figure out.
Yeah, especially because they mention relationships and things like that. But then if they're on the other side of the country.
Yeah. But the biggest thing I think this week is, first off, today is Future Day.
Today's Future Day?
October 21st.
I should have known that.
October 21st, 2015.
Oh.
Is the day that Marty
Run for it, Marty!
Marty and Doc Brown went to in Back to the Future 2 when they went to the future.
To Hill Valley, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what was it, the Cubs were in the World Series?
Yeah, so that's not going to happen this year.
Yeah,
they're getting ready to get swept.
And then Jaws, what was the Jaws?
Jaws 19.
Jaws 19 was out. Yeah.
With the big holographic shark that came out, and he thought it was gonna bite him. But yeah. I mean, I still don't have my flying car or my self-adjusting clothes. But other than that,
Your jacket is now dry.
The automatic dryer. Yeah,
and then the Nikes that glowed. But I guess you can get light up shoes.
Yeah, light up shoes are easy. It's the self-lacing ones that.
It's killer.
Actually, you probably could get that too.
Yeah, I feel like that.
I'm sure.
Exists, yeah. No hoverboard.
No hoverboard. Yeah.
What else?
Not any real one. They've had a couple hoaxes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And you can play gunslinger. Still in diners.
The one thing I always loved about that whole scene is the kids were just like aghast at like
touching.
You got to play it with your hands.
Yeah.
And one of them said, he says something about putting a quarter in. One of them goes, "What's a quarter?"
Yeah.
So it was-
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. I remember he goes, "This is a baby's toy."
Yeah.
Come on, kid. Let me show you. Let me show you how it's done. Yeah.
But also this week, and we're going to talk about it in just a little bit in our movie and TV news. But the biggest thing that basically just blew up the internet was the Star Wars trailer.
Oh man.
And as soon as the Star Wars trailer came out, tickets went on sale.
I know, and they've sold how much?
And they've sold, I don't know total, but they've sold 6.5 million in just IMAX.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was the number I saw too.
Just IMAX.
In pre-sales.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And the Fandango site just crashed
Wow.
because everybody hit it at one time trying to buy tickets.
Well, man,
And
you saw that thing? I mean,
Yeah,
what did you
exactly.
think? Like, what were some of the greater moments? For
Oh,
you?
I absolutely love. I mean, the feel of it was the biggest thing for me. It felt like you're looking at one of the original trilogy movies. It has the weighty feel of it because the prequel trilogy, they wanted it to, because it was younger. Everything they wanted to look nicer and cleaner because it was in the heyday of the Republic.
Right.
And that's great. But part of the great thing about the Star Wars universe is the lived-in feel it has to it.
It's dirty.
It's dirty.
Yeah,
It's
secondhand stuff.
Yeah.
And even lightsabers look like messed up.
Yeah, they've been used. I mean, that was the thing. It was all like 30-year-old tech because you think about it, the lightsaber had been sitting around in Obi-Wan's little hovel for
on Tatooine.
20 years.
Right.
Yeah,
No
so-
rust.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, and that was the great thing about the Star Wars universe. It had that lived-in feel to it.
Yeah.
We lost a little bit of that with the prequel.
Right.
I mean, by design, but it was just something that I think everybody loved that they lost. Now this one has that. This is, I mean, they're, what's her name? Rey.
Rey's
female character.
Yeah, she's going to be the Jedi. Well, she has this staff. You see her
Yeah.
with like a staff.
She lives like her home is in a crashed AT-AT
Awesome.
Walker. Yeah.
Well, right. This is the first time you hear Han Solo saying the stories are true.
And that's what that was one of my biggest things. Is like, okay, why are the Jedi still a myth?
Yeah,
Because you
something
kind of
didn't just
you kind of
immediately topple.
yeah, you kind of assume, okay, Luke's going to rebuild the Jedi Order and everything's and I mean, so this is 30 years past now.
He must go and withdraw. He must do something like that.
I think that's going to be a big, and it's one of the rumors. And it looks like if you look at the trailers and the posters, there's not a lot of Luke. So I think one of the revolving things in this movie is going to be he's missing, and they're looking for him because at one point in the trailer you see Finn light the lightsaber, standing off with facing off with Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
That's Luke / Anakin's lightsaber.
Oh, it's the blue one.
It's the blue one.
Because the green one is what Luke had, or still
That's
has.
the one he made.
Yeah.
That's the one he made. But his original one that fell with his hand. And speaking of, there's a company now that has a
What?
collectible Luke severed hand clutching the lightsaber.
Happy Hanukkah.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds incredible.
It's but they're only making like 100 of them, so they're going to be crazy collectible.
So what do you think of that scene where Kylo Ren is looking at the Vader mask and says, like, I
He's
will
worshiping
continue
it.
your legacy, right?
That's
Like,
pretty twisted. If you're keeping a dude's severed head and like talking to it, that's some twisted
That's some
stuff.
Jason. Friday the
Because
13th
well,
with
first
the
off,
mom.
he had to go to Endor to get that because that's what Luke burned.
Oh, yeah. He brought all that.
Yeah, he burned Darth Vader's body with the suit on the funeral pyre
Right,
on Endor.
On Endor. Yeah.
So Kylo Ren had to go to Endor and get, I don't know if the head's in there or not, but he at least got the suit or the helmet. And he's keeping that
Wow.
and talking to it, basically.
Well, all right. So if Shattered Empire has anything to do with that, then we are on Endor after that. I'm reading that comic. So we're
Okay.
on Endor after the events of the Death Star destruction and the shield generator. And I told you there's a whole nother bigger
There's another
force,
base on the other side. Yeah.
Imperial base on the other side that they have to go take down. Right. And they go to enter that battle. And it's brutal. Right. It's like really bad. So I'm wondering, because I haven't found out yet, if maybe that force like overtakes, and then they, who cares about the shield generator because the Death Star is blown up.
Yeah.
But they retake Endor and perhaps maybe drive off the rebel forces there, and then they just
because
continue
there was
to move.
only that little group
That's it.
that went down. Well, of course, more came down. Like because at the end of Return, you see the pilots like
Right.
Wedge and the whole
Antilles, and all the A-wing, B-wing, and
they came down.
X-wing
so
guys.
it would be a little more of a force, but not a huge amount.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be.
It's like literally the next day. Like they wake up and it's like we got a problem, and then
there's another pilot that is
the main character.
Yeah, the female pilot, and her husband is one of the other bomber pilots.
Yeah, he flies.
I think I read the first one of this, but I haven't read anything else.
I think he flies a Y-wing, and she is a A-wing pilot, and she's like a crack shot. Like she's great, and is involved in that.
She gets
picking off of the last few people, so Han can go in and take out the.
And she gets put with Princess Leia, right?
Yeah, as her like.
Yeah, so
detail.
I have read this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they're now they're it gets good. They're traveling around and stuff, and like cool. And the whole thing with Naboo is really interesting because Palpatine is Nabooan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
they're trying to live that down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if Amidala, right, is Nabooan as well,
and
she is the mother of Anakin, who became evil, who inherently maybe was evil. There's something about Naboo that now the Emperor has ordered a crackshot fleet to come and destroy Naboo.
Oh.
So they're about to like blow Naboo up.
Yikes.
And it's getting really good. Yeah,
okay.
It's a really great. So she's there. Leia is there with that pilot. I forget her name.
Yeah.
But she's a great character because she's sort of an outside pair of eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everything. So anyway, yes, this did totally make our week, right? I think we felt like little kids can.
One of the best things was watching both. Is it Daisy Ridley who plays Rey?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not there yet.
She posted
the brunette.
Yes.
Yeah.
She posted a video of herself watching the trailer for the first time.
Oh.
And you think about it, they don't see this stuff.
No, we're all
I
together.
mean, it's in like even the stuff that they're shooting. It's like it's on green screen or they just don't see the finished product.
And she makes her grimace 50 times, and
Exactly.
they're like, "Cut lunch," and she's like, "Cool."
But when she saw it for the first time, she was like originally like she was just giggling and watching it, and then she was moved to tears by the end of it.
I was too, man.
It
looks so good.
And then John Boyega, the guy who plays Finn, totally different reaction. There's you can look online. There's the video that he posted is just him and I don't know if it's a friend of his or his brother or what, but there's another guy sitting on the couch and they're watching it.
Nice.
And somebody online has synced up the trait like split screen. No, split screen of what he's watching and where he reacts because he's sitting there the whole time. He's watching the trailer. You can hear the music and he's going, yep. And then the shot where he ignites the lightsaber
and
he just
makes the room glow.
He goes nuts. He's just like, oh, and
he probably just stood there and went like
exactly.
And he never saw that.
He never saw it. So seeing himself ignite the lightsaber and face off with Kylo Ren, he goes crazy.
Nuts. I can't wait to see this. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be great. And then we posted a really fun video showing off some new cool tech, interactive YouTube video.
Yeah, it was like a speeder.
It's a sand speeder.
A sand speeder.
That, what's her name? Rides. What's her name again?
Ray.
Ray. Yeah, she it's like a big engine in the front, and it's sort of looks like a little bike.
But that's cool enough to just have it go through the wreckage of the Star Destroyer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But this video is interactive. You can move the camera.
Right.
So you can swing it over to the side.
Look backwards. Look down. Yeah, it's incredible.
It's crazy. I mean, it's the technology it would take to do that in a Facebook video. It just blows my mind.
It's got to be something new that YouTube's about to come out with.
Yeah.
Interactive video, I think.
Probably
will merge that VR world and just regular sitting back and watching, So imagine if you're watching a cat video and you can pan around and be like, damn, and see all the production going on.
So, yeah, that was another thing that was really cool that we saw. And Rocksteady this week announced that they will release skins for the Batman and the Batmobile based on Batman versus Superman in December.
Oh, cool!
So it'll be downloadable content. So you'll have the new bat suit and the new Batmobile
For Arkham Knight.
for Arkham Knight. Yes.
Sweet.
Yes, that should be pretty sweet.
Very cool.
And this is a cool little story. J.J. Watt. I don't know if you know. I know you don't follow football. J.J. Watt is a defensive tackle for the Houston Texans. He went to a children's hospital dressed as Batman.
Nice.
So not only is J.J. Watt an NFL player there, he shows up dressed as Batman, and like a real life superhero. He takes off the mask and it's J.J. Watt. So it's like whole different levels of crazy. But it was a really
Wayne.
Yeah, it was a really cool story of him doing something really cool for kids that are stuck in a hospital.
Awesome.
So, and Bed Bath and Beyond, I had like 14 different people post this on my page.
Oh god.
Bed Bath and Beyond has released both Darth Vader and R2D2 shower heads.
I know. I saw on your page. I almost posted it too. Like literally as soon as it came out, I was like, "That's a Timmy item."
Yeah.
Like I thought it. I just sorry.
You can bathe in the tears of Darth Vader because the eyes, the streams come out of his eyes.
So when you're showering and you like look up, you're like, "I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I find your lack of cleanliness disturbing."
You
So
need
yeah,
a
like I said,
condition.
14 different people like posted, "Hey, you need this, and like
You
kept
better
posting
get
it.
that. Like,
I know, I should.
You better
yeah.
like register for it so we can all put in $5 and you
There
can
you
have
go.
it because it's $200, right?
It's got to be, yeah. And these guys, I found this video like it was last week. It was a while since I've seen it. But these two guys created a real life Mjolnir, Thor's hammer.
Seriously?
By using electromagnets and a thumbprint scanner. So they had it put on a piece of metal, like they used a manhole cover one time, or just a big piece of sheet metal.
And that's just going to hold tight.
And you're not picking that up. And they had a thumbprint scanner figured to his thumbprint, so he could go over, click, and it would pick up.
And be the sword in the stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, it was fun to watch. They just kind of set it up and go, "Hey, yeah, see if you can pick it up," and they would just stand there going, "I guess you're not worthy." So,
I love that scene in Age of Ultron, by the way.
yeah,
When
it actually budges a little bit for Captain America.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. And then
Yeah, it actually
Thor gets
moved.
nervous.
He gets nervous. Yeah,
He's like, what?
whoa, it actually
Yeah.
moved. Holy crap!
Tony's got like rockets on and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And him and Rhodey,
Yeah.
they're both doing it at one time and it won't move. So so that shows you how pure Captain America is. He almost is worthy.
Almost.
Yeah, so that's
right.
pretty big
His
deal.
hair's too short. Hair's too short.
There you go.
Yeah.
Didn't have a beard. And in a new Sports Center video, Sports Center does this. We'll do like a series of stuff like this with kind of fun, supposedly behind the scenes
It's all
videos.
staged.
Yeah, exactly. Of people getting ready for games and stuff. And they did one with Ronda Rousey showing her workout in a Pikachu costume
Awesome.
because she's a huge Pokemon fan.
And she just loves doing that, right? And I
Yeah.
bet it probably freaks her opponents out. They probably see that and they're like, "Damn, she's just wrong."
Yeah, she loves Pokemon, and there's a video online of somebody on the red carpet called her and said, I heard you really love Pokemon, and ask her some question, and so she starts rattling off, I got this game when I was this old. I played this and beat it, and got this, and like all the Pokemon games.
Wow.
She's gotten them and beaten them on starting on like Game Boy all the way up.
There's like 30 Pokemon games.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's beaten every one of them. She's a huge Pokemon fan.
Wow.
But yeah, the video of her working out in a Pikachu outfit is pretty funny. And today, actually, I think it's
Today's Wednesday.
yeah. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, it's today.
October 21st.
Batman co-creator Bob Kane will receive his star on the Walk of Fame, the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Nice.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
I kind of figured he would have one before now.
Yeah,
but,
right. It's like now with all these people getting sub credit for Batman.
Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever read Batman co-creator Bob Kane.
Right. I know. It's
Yeah.
like, okay. Wow.
So, and unfortunately, an actor in the original Star Trek series, Bruce Hyde, passed away a couple days ago. If you remember, the episode, I forget the name. I think it was called The Naked Time, where they were all essentially acting drunk. He's the one that took over engineering and was singing over the intercom.
Oh,
The "I'll Take You Home, Kathleen" is what I'll always remember. He was in like 2 episodes, but because
Naked Time and the Conscience of the King.
Yeah, because he had such a memorable thing where he was singing like a good half of the half of the episode.
Takei was
Sword fighting.
Yeah,
yes.
right. I remember that one. Yeah, he was like a weird
A
dude.
swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had like a good half of the episode. This guy was singing in the background, so it kind of sticks in your head. It's oh, it's that guy.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was unfortunate to see he had passed away. And a birthday of sorts. The Nintendo Entertainment System turned 30 years old this week.
Awesome.
Now it came out earlier. That's like the U.S. debut. It was around a little bit before then.
Oh yeah.
In Japan.
Well, Famicom, and then was Nintendo. But then Nintendo came out as with the Robbie robot. With its starter game was Gyromite. It wasn't even Mario and Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
So you got a robot that had these little spinners that
cool.
would drop tops, and that was how Nintendo worked. And it like synced up with Gyromite, the game. And then the control deck came out later, which was a much inexpensive version of it. That's the one I got. And that came with Super Mario or
Duck Hunt.
Well, they did the dual game. It just came with Super Mario, but you had to buy Duck Hunt.
Okay.
Separate.
Yeah.
So that was like 85, I think, and 84 it had come out by itself as its own type of item.
Yeah. So that's crazy to think it's 30 years old.
Yeah.
I had I didn't have a Nintendo. I had a Sega Genesis. I was like the other flavor. So
we had ColecoVision and Intellivision before any of the game systems came out. And then I begged my parents for like an Atari 4700 in like 1982. Yeah. And we got it, and I rarely played it because then Nintendo kind of came out a couple years later, and it's just downhill.
Yeah, and I think it was more of a affordable price point, and I think that's what really got Nintendo over the top and really made it. Because I mean, Atari was very popular, but nothing compared to NES.
I mean, they went right to that 8-bit world, and it was just everything was rocking.
Yeah.
So yay, Nintendo,
yay! So yeah, we already started with talking about our movie and TV news with the Star Wars trailer.
Segue.
But yeah, the one other thing that I wanted to mention about the trailer is you hear Han Solo saying it's all true because they said we've heard stories of what happened.
Right.
He said this is all true. The dark side, the Jedi, it's all true.
Right.
Okay, why are the Jedi a thing of myth? And again, that kind of goes into the Luke thing. If Luke just disappears, there's nobody to rebuild the Jedi Empire or Jedi Order.
Yeah,
it would be. I mean, and again, it's just 30. Well, if you think about since there was a Jedi, it's been 50 years.
Yeah,
because 20 years after the fall of the Republic is where A New Hope, and actually it'd be a little more because there's the time where the original trilogy happened.
Oh,
which
right.
Would maybe
Luke ages,
maybe 5-6 years you would figure.
Pretty much.
So that's so it'd be 55, close to 60 years since there's been a Jedi.
So Obi-Wan would die,
but nobody knew. Even then, nobody knew about him.
Yeah. And then Yoda would die again. Nobody would know about him. So that's the remaining Jedi.
So like the end of Revenge of the Sith would be where the younglings were murdered and like all the other Jedi were killed. That would be like the last anybody knew of it.
That's it.
So yeah, they've become a myth, and it's fun to see Han Solo being the one saying it's all true. The Jedi.
Yeah, he
was the one, and like in A New Hope, he was mocking.
He was like, "What? Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, what is this?" So it seems to me that based on the trailer, that it seems that like the Empire lost the Death Star, which was their major thing. The Emperor's dead. There are bastions of things holding on.
And
right?
It's the what is it they call it? The new? It's not a new order. It's
is this the new Imperial name?
The Imperial name. It's the Yes, changing the name is the. Oh, I hate ads. Their little Force Awakens First Order. Um, that's the new symbol that we see.
Yep.
That looks like the Imperial symbol, but not quite.
Right.
It's the First Order,
The First Order.
and they're led by Snoke, Supreme Leader Snoke, who wants to basically be like to take the Emperor's place and be.
Is he a
the
Moth,
new Emperor?
or is he a?
I don't know where he came from.
Okay.
I know he's being played by Andy Serkis, so it's like a capture thing.
Oh, cool.
And he's being voiced by, I believe, it's being voiced by Andy Serkis.
Cool.
So right there.
So
And
Gollum
do you remember the first teaser trailer? The voice we heard saying, "There's been an awakening."
Mm-hmm.
That was Snoke.
Ah, interesting.
So yeah, he is the leader of the First Order, and he wants to be the new Emperor, basically. So
he's trying to amass power. It seems.
exactly, yeah.
But then everybody's across the universe is just probably like they don't think the war or the empire is over. They just think, well, they're just not here. So
Yeah,
there's wreckage. So let's just
and
live
that's,
in it, right?
And yeah, and that's what Rey is doing. That's she lives in a crashed AT-AT, and she scavenges the wrecks from the battle.
Yeah, right. So it's like that planet is what that they're on. It's a
Jakku, I think, is the name of it.
desert planet, like
Yes.
Tatooine, very much. No Sarlacc pit, maybe.
No, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
So it seems like that's where things are, and that like there's a lot of stuff around that's unexplained.
Yeah.
And that like the original heroes are going to come through and start to maybe reamass this army. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll have to see. We'll have to have the new threat presented.
So you basically at that point you would have the First Order, but also Leia's New Republic, and still kind of facing off and trying to gain power.
I'm so interested to see how they work this out. I mean, I'm just,
And we got a shot of Leia hugging Han, and it's still kind of a question. Is like, okay, are they together? Are they not?
because they're supposed to be the children of or raise the next children of the Force.
And that's the thing. We have to kind of all this that we know that happened after Return in the extended
Timothy
books
Zahn
and
universe,
all the
right?
books and the comic books. We just kind of flush that away
I don't know.
because it's not there anymore.
It's not canon. They retconned
Yeah.
a big way. I mean,
So we don't know that they're together and they had kids and twins.
yeah,
I
right.
mean,
The Jedi twins were
yeah.
the famous.
Yeah. So so that is all just kind of away. So they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So it just kind of you have to go at it with a clean slate and say, okay, what has happened with them? But at the very least, we saw her hugging him.
So at least they have a connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but from Gotham, the Order of Saint Dumas will be introduced on Gotham.
Cool. What's that?
That is where Azrael comes from.
Oh,
Azrael is the enforcer for the Order of Saint Dumas.
interesting.
So this would have to be Jean-Paul Valley's father, because he took over for his father as Azrael.
Does this have anything to do with the Musketeers and like that sort of ancient order of
Yeah, a
King's
bit of that.
Guard
Yes,
from
yeah.
France?
If I remember correctly, because they introduced Azrael in a like a two-part Sword of Azrael series,
Interesting.
and it introduced his father as Azrael, and then towards the end of it, he died, and it passed to Jean-Paul Valley, who became Asbat.
That's bad. Yeah. Yeah.
So so this would have to
Nightfall,
be
right? The Nightfall
yes,
series.
exactly, yeah. So this would have to be his father.
Cool.
Um,
So we're gonna see a glimpse of it on the Gotham show.
yes,
Yeah, I'm one episode back. I didn't watch this past week.
I'm a couple episodes back. I
yeah.
watched the first one and I haven't watched since then. So
Oh, man.
I've got to get caught up. Yeah,
It's really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Jerome die. So
It's
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna get good. All right, we'll do a catch up on.
Yeah,
Gotham.
we'll have to do
'Cause
that.
I'm really loving that show. I'm thankful that you got me in on that. So
yeah. But Doctor News from Doctor Strange, Rachel McAdams' character. We talked a couple weeks ago about who she was going to be playing.
yeah,
It's been revealed she will be playing Christine Palmer, who's known in the comics as one of the Night Nurses, which is a group that provides medical care to superheroes.
oh,
She's
Kind of like Rosario Dawson's character.
Yes, she's one of the other ones.
Oh.
So
they're going to interlink those.
exactly.
Cool.
And one of the other night nurses, Linda Carter, which I think is hilarious because it's name of the actress that played Wonder Woman, was a love interest to Doctor Strange, but she's not playing her.
Okay.
So I don't know if they'll show Linda Carter and have like a glancing moment to where they lock eyes or something, or I don't know. So it's kind of weird that they picked that one instead of the one that has the love interest.
Yeah.
With Doctor Strange.
Well,
it's strange.
Television, right? Yeah.
No, this is movie.
Strange.
This is the movie. So.
Oh, this is gonna be the movie.
This is the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we not gonna see Doctor Strange on TV?
I don't think so.
Because I mean, he's in that New York.
He's in that Hell's Kitchen, but he's more of a wide ranging because he's the
interdimensional
Sorcerer
Supreme.
Yeah.
Cool.
But speaking of Rosario Dawson, she's been cast as the voice of Batgirl in the Lego movie spinoff Lego Batman.
I gotta say, I watched the Batman where Batman tries to join or they want him to join the Justice League, and he doesn't want to until the very end.
Yeah.
Lego style.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Cool.
I was like, all right, kids, we'll watch it. And then I was like,
you're all sucked into it. Yeah.
Look at that. Wow. This is really contemplative for a Lego movie.
And then Will Arnett is cast as Batman. Michael Cera is Robin. And Zach Galifianakis is the Joker. Yes. That could be interesting.
Oh, man. I'm excited about that.
That could be really interesting. So, from the Flaro world, Malcolm Merlin will be returned to more of the first season Malcolm Merlin.
Oh, so just super dark. And
and just basically just messing up Ollie's plans the whole time, being a pain in the butt.
No new Roz.
Yeah. He's but at the same time he'll be trying to be a good father to Thea, but at the same time being, and this is a quote from the for executive producer, where he'll be trying to be a good father to Thea, but also being a very evil badass Ra's al Ghul. So, and it'd be interesting to see that because we haven't seen this season. We haven't seen them at all. So it'll be interesting to see how he's coexisting with Nisa, who wanted to succeed Ra's.
Right.
So it'll be
she's gonna because Sarah's gonna come back to life.
And that's have you watched? Did you watch last week's?
Yeah.
So that was the end of the.
I couldn't believe when
Laurel found out that there's a place you can bring people back from the dead.
So she dug her up.
She dug her up.
That was
That's pretty
horrifying.
Yeah,
that was a horror movie, like straight up gore.
Yeah. That was.
She don't look good.
Hats off to the makeup or the visual effects people.
It looked pretty real.
Because that looked pretty good. Yeah.
that was dark.
Yeah. And episode 4. Which would be this next one?
Yeah.
That's where Constantine shows up.
Nice.
So maybe he gets the
spiritual,
the kind of hey, there's bad juju going over here. Yeah. So you need to go over here.
Grave robbers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So maybe that's where he pops in. So, but Flash, you watched the episode of the Flash last night.
Mm-hmm.
So at the very end, we get the return of our boy,
I know.
Harrison Wells.
Harrison Wells, he looks good,
but
he looked real stylish.
He did, yes. But okay, Harrison Wells wasn't the bad guy. It was Eobard Thawne looking like him.
Right.
So if this is Harrison Wells from Earth 2, is it an evil Harrison Wells?
I think it's gonna be a good one because
he's being made to look
evil.
Like the whole thing with the kids is like, hello, children. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. And then that reveal at the end is still the low shot, like you're saying. It's like that's how they make people look evil and
exactly
big and scary. But man, the thing that tripped me out about the episode was Professor Stein burning blue.
Do you know what that reminded me of? Deathstorm from Blackest Night.
Oh, right. You were saying, right, the guy who transforms into a black lantern.
Yeah, because
wow.
At the time, Ronnie is brought back from the dead because Ronnie Raymond is dead. So when he's brought back, Firestorm becomes like a zombie and he burns blue.
Whoa!
So
I thought it would. All right, maybe zoom.
And it maybe just be it might just be that's their way of showing you that something's wrong with the Firestorm Matrix. That they have to have somebody
too much butane.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the gas is turned up too high.
Exactly. I mean, I think it might be too that like maybe they form red is a primary color, so it wouldn't make sense. But I wonder if they form up and then the color turns red or
Could be.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't make sense color wise. So I retract that theory.
Never mind.
That tripped me out. I mean, he was.
Yeah.
It
was like a normal flame, and then it went to blue, and his eyes were black, completely black.
Yeah. So that could be your theory might be good, but they have.
Maybe.
We haven't even had Hal Jordan officially yet as Green Lantern.
Yeah, so that would be a bit
fast.
of a stretch.
That'd be fast for Blackest Night to show up so quick.
But we got at the end of the Flash last night. We got the promo showing the new guy who's going to be in the Matrix. They actually go and find him.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't get the
trailer
at
they
the
didn't
end?
show it on CW.
Yeah,
I've been watching it through the CW app.
Okay, they show a trailer for next week's where they go and find the new kid that's going to be part of the
Matrix.
Firestorm Matrix. Yeah,
cool.
and so they get him. And it's not Jason Rush. It's James Jackson, I think. He's been announced as part of Legends of Tomorrow. So that's going to be the Firestorm that we get.
So this will be his cameo.
This will be him being introduced. So, but the whole thing with Michael Ironside's just off the charts.
He was
evil.
Good. Yeah, he was
bastard.
Good. That bomb. Yeah, the thermite bomb
In his daughter's head.
I know.
For God's sakes.
And then Cisco's like vacuum gun. I was like,
yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah,
a little nasty.
But it's
like, sloop.
I really, really love the dynamic between him and Golden Glider.
They're really building that romance. It was like a few flirts last season.
And Cisco doesn't want to be attracted to her, but he is.
Can't resist.
He can't. Yeah, and I mean, so in having this episode where they're kind of working together worked well, and you also plant the seeds for Captain Cold being on the good side in Legends of Tomorrow.
Right.
So
eventually,
he talked about him, being a hero and how much does that pay?
Yeah.
So yeah, Wentworth Miller, off the charts good.
He's good
as Captain Cold.
I mean, he was
I
on
love
that
his
Prison
delivery
Break show.
Yeah.
Right. But Captain Cold used to be so weaselly.
Yeah.
And now I feel like he's much more solidified, much more eloquent character.
Yeah, his delivery is awesome, absolutely awesome.
I loved him and Barry in the prison. About I'll tell your secret and I'll tell yours, and it's and Barry's like whatever,
Yeah.
Michael Ironside was great, and the way that he took him out at the end. Yeah. I mean, damn, that was cold.
Yeah, and no pun intended, and or pun fully intended. So, but yeah, you get to see that he does care about something.
Yeah,
he cares about his sister, and you can't fault the man for that.
No, I mean, they're a great villain team.
Yeah.
The way they tear it up.
Yeah.
What about, speaking of Frost, Caitlin and Jay Garrick's little? Can I beep you?
Yeah. And like when she realized, wait a minute, he's going back to another Earth. It's not like he's going back to Keystone City. He's going to Earth 2.
Right.
So that's, there's going to be no...
Keystone Light because she's going to be sad.
Yeah.
But, okay, here's what I'm disappointed about. Jay's not old.
Yeah.
He's been only a Flash for 2 years, he said. Which I'm like...
Which is, I guess, is a little more than Barry. So
but not a lot more than
But
Barry.
not a lot more. Yeah.
No.
So, unless he's just a really fast student. And Barry had another speedster teaching. He didn't realize it, but he had another speedster teaching him.
Right, reverse
teaching
Flash.
him. So, yeah. So, it would have been better if they made him just a little older to kind of sell that. Or he's been Flash longer.
Yeah.
Like maybe 5-6 years. Something like that. It'd be a little better. But now, like last week when we did the show, you hadn't watched.
No, and I was so sad.
How cool was it when
so
they
good.
handed off the helmet to him?
Oh, man, that was
He's like, I don't even have my helmet.
Yeah, and he's like, wait a minute, we have one of those.
We have got one of those, yeah.
That was awesome.
That was really
to
cool.
fake that he was there, right, to fight, who was the villain?
Wasn't Atom Smasher, Sand Demon.
Sand Demon,
yeah.
Right. Who's a Firestorm villain, right, you were saying, from the comics. Yeah, it was just such a good episode. I was just sitting there cheesing, and then the when they did the wall part at the end.
That was really cool.
I like the Patty character.
Yeah.
I think she's a good introduction. I mean, she has to really sort of work for to get on the squad. Yeah,
Yep.
I like Joe's sort of mild hazing of her.
Yeah.
But oh man, okay, sorry, I gotta say, Francine's back.
Yeah.
Francine West.
And
Damn.
they had never been mentioned. We just didn't really talk about her mom, and you realize that Joe has lied to Iris her entire life that she's dead.
Yeah.
And now
Remember,
she
he
finds out
reminded her
she's
of
not.
that story,
Yeah.
right? Of when she called 911.
Yeah.
But she was like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
I'm like, damn, she must have been really young.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
the case. But that's going to be interesting. That's going to
Yeah.
rock some.
And you also got a little bit. It's basically just a cameo, just to remind you she's there. Linda Park, the girl that works at the newspaper with Iris and dated
Oh.
Barry.
Yeah.
So you've got Iris, you've got Linda Park, and now you've got Patty Spivot.
Yeah.
For all love interest for Barry. It's the tangled web we weave.
That's right. Yeah. Well, Felicity's off the table now, right?
That's
'Cause she's
true.
with
Yeah. At
Oliver.
least there's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But episode 5, which will be the one after next week.
The darkness and the light.
Yeah, and it will introduce Dr. Light.
Oh, cool. Okay,
we'll
good. I was
introduce
going to say,
Dr.
well,
Light.
that's kind of Green Lantern-y right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But that's cool.
She'll be another visitor from Earth 2, and she brings shocking news about Zoom. Not from Zoom, but about Zoom.
So this will be the good Dr. Light, the one that's
Yes.
introduced in Crisis.
In Crisis,
who we're going
yes.
to meet next week.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we'll meet her, right?
Yes.
Well, she's a couple issues in that she's
but
declared
we should,
Dr. Light.
Yeah, we should. I think it was at the most issue 2.
Okay.
So when they introduced her in Crisis. So,
Yeah.
so we'll get some new news about. We may get more news about Zoom to kind of reveal who and what he is.
He's such an evil looking. He looks like Carnage.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just melty face and
Melty face and that voice, the Candyman voice. Yeah,
I wait for the bees after that.
yeah, it's true. But that's coming up not next week, but the week after that. We'll meet Dr. Light.
Awesome.
And for Marvel Comics, Mark Ruffalo is reportedly near a deal to play the Hulk in Thor Ragnarok.
you said last week he's got a huge role in that.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
So they're saying
The rumored thing is that it's a big role. It's a significant role.
Cool.
So that's probably where the negotiations are coming in about what kind of money he gets. So, but he's reportedly close to making a deal.
sweet.
So, and then Monday, the 26th, will be the premiere of CBS's Supergirl.
Nice.
They released a synopsis of episode 2 called "Stronger Together." When Kara's attempts to help National City don't go according to plan, she must put aside the doubts that she and the city's media have about her abilities in order to capture an escapee from the Kryptonian prison, Fort Roz. Also, Kat pressures James to use his connections to Superman to get an interview with Supergirl. So, Kat Grant, as the evil media mogul, is trying to get, and James is what Jimmy Olsen is going by now. He insists, because he's grown up, he insists on James.
It's James.
It's James.
Yeah.
So, but he knows Kara is Supergirl.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting to Kat's trying to get him to talk to Superman to get an interview with Supergirl, and he knows that she's like standing right next to him because she's Kat Grant's assistant.
Okay.
So she's right there. And
I gotta get more. I mean, the only connection I have to Supergirl is like her death in Crisis, and then Helen Slater.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this, I've seen the pilot, and it's pretty good. It's like I said, it's a little heavy-handed with the girl power thing, but hopefully that will kind of smooth out and just let the story tell the story, and instead of being heavy-handed with it. But
It looks good. They released a new
really
trailer for it.
Yeah.
That talks about like that she's here to look after her cousin,
yeah,
but he doesn't need any looking after.
exactly.
He's
She was
Superman.
sent.
Yeah.
She was sent to look after him, but somehow in the trip he got here first.
Right.
So yeah, that's how that went about. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be really good. So
Cool.
And Star Trek Beyond, which is the third, I guess, new Star Trek movie, the follow up to
Abrams. Is
yeah.
Abrams going to direct it?
No, he's not. It's
Really?
I forget now who is directing it.
Sam Raimi. That would be great.
Awesome.
Wouldn't that be great? Klingon blood everywhere.
Yeah, it would be. I forget who is directing it, but
Okay.
it's Wrap Principal Photography.
Sweet.
So and I never realized that Simon Pegg has written all three of them now.
Simon Pegg?
Simon Pegg.
Shaun of the Dead?
Yep.
Well, he was Scotty.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
Oh,
he's
that's
like a super fan.
So he was like, how could I write 3 scripts so that I could play Scotty?
Yeah. Yeah, that may be part of it. It's like he wrote himself in his.
Totally. Right.
Let's see here. Let's click on.
Oh man! So Star Trek Beyond. Do
I
we have
know-
any premise of like who's the baddie?
I've kind of stayed away
like
from it because I don't
that.
want to. I don't
wanna
really
be-
want to know.
You don't want to be
It's being
disappointed?
directed by Justin Lin, produced by Abrams,
Okay.
and screenplay by Don Jung and Simon Pegg. Let's see if he
Nice.
has any other writing credits. I think he did. I may be wrong on the whether he wrote the other ones.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
He
he
portrayed.
portrayed.
Yeah.
Sequel. Anything about the writing? Maybe. Yeah, Scotty in the writing.
No, it's just this one that he's written. Looks
Okay.
like. So.
Well, I think after Into Darkness, you can kind of do whatever you want, right?
Yeah. It can't get worse.
So Star Trek Beyond, right? So that just in that title, right? We're definitely not doing Search for Spock. So there's no Genesis missile.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no whales. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed that one.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Computer, please tell me the formula for transparent aluminum.
Hello, computer.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yes,
so-
I'm not sure what the actual the premise is or where they're going with it. But you'd think Star Trek Beyond,
Sounds like
and
new
at
space.
the end of Into Darkness,
It's all that destruction.
no, they started on their 5-year mission.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So
they're
it'd
going-
be deep space.
Yeah.
So I think that's better. Have them out there. They shouldn't be anchored to Earth.
Nah.
It's Star Trek. They trek through the stars.
That's right.
So yeah, go
It's
out
not Star
there.
Trek, which
Yeah,
just is in a circle.
just in a circle. Yeah, yeah. So it'll be interesting to have them go out and see what they find out there.
I hope we get
So-
some new alien races and
They're supposed to be. They kept releasing videos, and again, it's like I don't want to know too much. It's kind of the same thing with Star Wars. I don't want to know too much. I want to
just
go
wanna
in
and be like, whoa.
and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from some spoilers and too much of pre-information like that. So
So I'm going to be hosting the show for the entire month of December, folks. So,
Oh, I'm gonna be
so
in a
Tim
coma.
can be in isolation in his
I'll be
bunker.
I'll be in an isolation chamber.
He'll have his it'll be like the signs in the the dimension where the crime syndicate is.
Yeah, where they
It'll
stuck
say,
those
"Do not
them
say
in limbo."
anything to Tim. Do not let him out or say anything about Star
Don't
Wars."
tell him anything.
Well, that's cool. I'm excited because I really like the Into Darkness.
Yeah.
Despite your rage.
Well, there's parts of it I enjoyed. So
Yeah, I like the credits.
yeah,
And
it was never not bad.
well, let's give this one some hope, right?
Oh
Let's
yeah,
hope the
absolutely.
search
I'm
for
always
Spock is
hopeful.
good.
That's kind of the thing that made me so mad about Into Darkness. I have loved Star Trek since I was a tiny child. So I want it to be good. I want it to be really, really good. I want it to be off the charts. And when it has these giant holes in it, that's what bugs me.
It hurts.
Yeah, it
I
hurts.
just hope Kirstie Alley's in this one.
That would be awesome. They are making a new Robin Hood movie, which apparently we haven't told this story enough times.
Oh Lord,
Uh,
I'm not excited about this.
yeah, but the weird thing is they've cast Eve Hewson as Maid Marian. The only reason that's notable at all
Yeah.
is it's Bono from U2. That's his daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Who knew?
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's it.
Hewson,
Yep. Yeah, it's Bono
Bono.
Hewson is his name.
Bono Hewson.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep.
Hello, my name is Bono Hewson.
There you go.
Yeah.
And news from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Powers Booth has been cast as Gideon Malik, a recurring role on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Gideon is incredibly menacing. Well, it's Powers Booth, of course. He's incredibly menacing, and in him we have a character that even the Stone Cold Grant Ward would fear.
Oh,
Yikes! So I don't know where he comes from, like whether he's part of Hydra, or whether this new organization, because we've seen the new organization who are snatching up Inhumans, just like they are. So maybe he's part of that organization.
AIM
Yeah. Could be,
or Hiss,
or something. Yeah. But yeah, Powers Booth is awesome.
Cool.
So yeah, it'll be fun to have him on there. And there are 2 X-Men TV shows heading to pilot in a joint effort between Fox and Marvel.
What? Wow.
The 2 shows, one will be called Legion and will follow David Haller, the son of Professor X, and Hellfire will take place in the 60s.
Cool.
In the Hellfire Club.
I'm pumped about that one.
Now,
because Madeline Pryor is the Black Queen,
mm-hmm.
one of the greatest Hellfire members ever.
Yeah.
And the Dark Phoenix saga rolled into that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now, the whole thing, that announcement started the big rumor that this was a trade-off between Marvel and Fox to send Fantastic Four back to Marvel.
If they would do a MCU
if they would,
TV show.
Exactly. If they would, it would trade off.
MTU, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want to call that. But Fox quickly poo-pooed that and said, no, that's not. No, they said the rumor, because the rumor got around that, this is what's going on. And
then
they're going to send, they're going to send the Fantastic Four back to Marvel so that they can do this. And Fox went, no, that's not the case.
Dang.
So yeah, and it may be just them, redirecting, but that may be, because I never saw the deal with Sony coming.
Yeah,
I realistically thought that would never happen.
Right.
So it might shock me. You never know.
Yeah, if it goes well, it'll happen again, I'm sure.
Yeah, and the Super Monster Smackdown, King Kong Godzilla, has been given a release date. It will be released in 2020 after Kong Skull Island in 2017 and Godzilla 2 in 2018.
Damn.
So
that's a lot of Godzillas.
Yeah, in Japan they make like one a year.
Yeah, right.
So
right, it's
like from 1954 on, there's been one every year.
And there's like the whole rematch of the originals.
Exactly.
Right? It's like, Ghidorah versus Godzilla rematch.
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see, because they're using those two to lead up, and who's going to be changed in size?
Yeah, right. Because Godzilla,
be King Kong
should be
Godzilla.
bigger to match Godzilla, who's as tall as a city.
Is like stomping on buildings, and King Kong's climbing them.
Maybe it was Mighty Joe Young, and the whole time that we just thought wrong. Yeah, he was a littler.
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
And news from Marvel, Captain America: Civil War. Daniel Bruhl, who is playing Baron Zemo, will not wear the mask in Captain America: Civil War. I'm disappointed by that. I wanted to see the purple mask with the little like
crown.
Gold circlet. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the fur with the mink.
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
And realistically, that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. But that would have been really cool.
That would have been cool.
That's like a memory from the cartoons. I was like, that guy is cool.
Because when he would like scream, you would see like the like he looked like Zoom. How Zoom has that like weird crazy mouth looking thing, but the way it was a full mask.
His chin would move, but you didn't see his mouth open and stuff. So it was cool. So
that's it.
But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But that is a look at our movie and TV news. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a spin of the comic rack.
Our hailing frequencies are always open. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Ninja Troll Digicast or drop us an email at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Like you angry? Dr. Banner, we need you angry. That'll do. The Ninja Troll Digicast. The only podcast with a kick.
Welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast, the home of ripping and tearing and smashing things.
The tearing and the ripping.
Tearing and ripping. That's what we do
There's
here.
that bad YouTube video with
I
that
know,
old skeevy man.
And as I
Why'd
was
you
saying
go there?
it was like probably I shouldn't use
Yeah,
that.
you man.
That guy's not.
It's like when you go on like one of those those hills. You're like, oh, I should have done this.
Shouldn't have
I'm
done this.
stuck.
Yeah, shouldn't have went
I'm
there.
in this
But
stuff now.
But hey, it's there. We got a couple events that are coming up. That
we're
wanna,
going to be at.
yeah,
Right?
that we want to remind you about.
So we got on December 6th, so close to Star Wars time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to theme it out, so we're going to have to rep some hard Star Wars gear. December 6th at the Crown Plaza Executive Park Hotel, 5700 West Park Drive, Charlotte, North Carolina. We have Charlotte Comic-Con. Rick and Dave show. It's a wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have, there's going to be toys. There's going to be comics, of course, artist room, huge cosplay contest, which apparently last time had some controversy because it was an Assassin's Creed dude who crushed it, but he went against the rules.
Yeah, he bought his stuff. He
Yeah.
bought all of his stuff instead of making it, which I didn't even realize that was a rule. So
And he had some flintlocks. I mean, he was
Yeah.
legit, and a real sword. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, dude,
that's
nice. Here's a free drawing.
Yeah. Big ups.
Yes. So that's $5 admission. Kids 12 and under get free in charlottecomiccon.com. And then also, we got coming up, that's really exciting, is going to be the amazing Charlotte Minicon.
That's in January. What's the date on that? January 20th?
January 30th.
30th, yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be at the Grady Cole Center.
It's a little later than usual.
A little
Usually
bit.
It's a little earlier in January.
I know, it's like this may conflict with Super Bowl. We'll have to,
Oh, yeah, I
pull
hadn't
it
thought
out, right?
about
It's
that.
February always Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, and it's on Saturday.
The
Super
Superb
Bowl's
Owl.
on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Superb Owl is a fantastic sporting event. But that's going to be January 30th, and that's going to be really exciting. The Grady Cole Center at Central Piedmont Community College.
A jam-packed Grady Cole Center.
It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They got if you go on their Facebook page, Charlotte Minicon 2016, you'll see Sanford Green, John Hairston Jr., Bridget Connell, Dustin Harbin, Sandy Jarrell, my man.
There you go.
Love that guy. Jackie Lewis, Kevin Mellon, Drew Moss, Bud Root, Rian Sieg, Andy Smith, Brian Stelfreeze,
Nice.
Robert Ullman, Matt Wilson, Kelly Yates, and I'm sure Rico Renzi.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And yours truly,
There you go.
Mike Worth. I'll have a table set up with his truly, Timmy D. So we're going to have a Ninja Troll / Kapow comic art / Mike Worth art table. So
It's a
not
lot
only-
jammed into one table. So.
It's going to be tiered.
Yes, yeah, we might have to do that, yeah.
We'll have to rotate. Every 30 minutes we change our shtick.
It's like
Right,
a Chinese fire drill. We can jump up and run around. So,
Turn the sign. And it's like we're selling German pastries, and then we'll come back and do our stuff. So that should be a lot of fun. Always a great event, and Heroes really takes care of us. So
yeah.
we're excited to be able to get in on that this year.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's like I said, it's almost outgrown the Grady Cole Center because I mean they call it Minicon, but it's huge.
It
It's-
is like what we have to. It's like a medium con.
There
Like,
you
what's
go.
the
Yeah.
midi con.
Yeah.
But Timmy, before we proceed to
Oh, yes.
to spinning our comic rack, this is called a trivia sack tab,
Oh,
ladies and
Lord.
gentlemen. Trivia sack tab. Okay, just to remind Timmy D that he's a human. Okay, and not a meta human, right? Of comic book knowledge. So I have 3 questions today
Okay.
that deal with different areas of your expertise and those sorts of things. So
Okay.
we'll just we'll get going here real quick. You have a few seconds to answer each one. You may not Google that shit.
I will not.
Okay, here we go. First and foremost, all right, for October 21st, 2015, Timmy D,
Future day.
future day. Okay, you may not get a sports almanac.
Oh.
Awesome. I'm looking around to see if you're if you're here from the future. I know how that stuff works. Okay, what race is Admiral Akbar?
Oh. Mon Calamari.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, you got it. Very good. Okay. Here's a good one. What metal band appeared in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, filming a music video?
Oh, it's been a long time since I saw that. Was it Twisted Sister?
Oh,
Oh, dang
he's
it.
good.
Oh, it was it?
Yeah,
okay.
you got it.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
right. Dee Snider. You're going to burn in hell.
There you go. Yeah.
I saw it the other day, and I was like, that's something Timmy might know. That's where the lightnings cross. Okay, here's the last one, so you can be 3 for 3. Okay. We're going to start doing this where, you play for listeners. I think that would be awesome. All right, so next time we do a trivia sack tap, that's what we're calling it. That's the sound effect. So we'll have to pull that out.
We'll have to do that.
We'll get a Twitter a follower or a Facebook friend, and then you will play for them, and then we'll give them a gift. I think we can
cool.
give a print
Okay.
maybe, and we can see them at a con. We can work it out. I think that'd be fun.
Cool.
So we're putting the game together as we speak. Okay. Here's the last one. What is the name of the Owen who peered into the beginning of time and caused the multiverse?
Cronus.
Ooh, you got it.
Oh, I got it. Don't do that. You're going, ooh, I'm thinking
No,
I got it wrong.
because I suck at trivia. Because I can't get you. Right? You were like 8 for 10 last time on the last one. Yeah, there's a couple you didn't get. Like you didn't know Black Panther's degree.
Yeah, that's true.
But you'll never forget. What is it? Do you remember?
Physics.
And from what school?
Cambridge. Or Oxford.
Ooh,
Oxford.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you didn't know Nora. You didn't know Mr. Freeze's wife.
That's true.
Well, you did, but you just, I don't know.
I just could, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could see him like talking to her in the little tank.
Timmy's brain's kind of like one of those big box stores. Early in the morning, you flip the lights on, and like half the store warms up, and then the other part's still dark.
It takes a while for the fluorescence to come on in the back of the brain.
That's what it was. So Timmy, that's been your trivia sack tap.
Nice.
Let's spin the comic rack, my man.
All right, let's do it.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's time for the comic rack. Hey, nice rack.
Knock it off, perv.
No, it's the latest news from the enormous world of comics. Right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, here we go. First thing from Marvel Comics, they have released a preview of the all-new, all-different Avengers #1, which comes out on November 11th. The old Avengers have dissolved, but a new group of heroes, Captain America, Thor, and that's it, Sam Wilson, Captain America,
right.
Jane Foster, Thor, Iron Man, Vision, Miss Marvel, Nova, and the Miles Morales Spider-Man now join together to face the threat of a warlord from another world. And the cover will be by Alex Ross.
Awesome.
Sold.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful. Wow, I can't wait for that.
It's completely sold for me because I will buy pretty much anything that
That's
Alex Ross puts out.
The main direct edition will be.
Yes.
Okay, no variants for Alex.
No, well, I'm sure he will.
Nobody puts Alex in a variant.
Dude, there's a variance for everything.
Oh man.
So that's what, and I don't necessarily like that because covers have always been my thing.
Yeah.
I love the covers because that's what you see that and it triggers that memory of this is the one that this happened in or this happened in.
Timmy D, there's variant Cokes. You can go and buy a Coke for, Loretta if you want to.
Yeah.
Whoever you want in your life. I mean, it's like variant is a thing. It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
We may have to put it in the penalty box.
Yeah, it's getting close to being in the.
But there's been some really good variant covers.
That's
so.
true. Yeah, but yeah, it's. I think it's getting a little out of control to where everything has variant covers.
Yeah.
So.
And I do like that this team sounds like the team from the 80s, the Avengers from like the mid 80s.
Yeah.
Where they had a more stripped down team. It wasn't sort of the.
And it's very young.
Yeah.
It's most of them are like teenagers because the Nova is a teenager.
Right.
It's not the old Nova. It's a new one. Miss Marvel's teenager.
Yep.
Vision is an android. So
And
that
Miles
doesn't count.
Morales is how old?
He's a teenager. I think he's supposed to be like 16.
Oh wow.
Something
Okay.
like that. And you got Captain America, who's not a teenager, but he's
Sam Wilson.
yeah, he's not that long
He's not
into
from
being
1940.
Yeah, he's not that he's not that long from being Captain America. And then
Tony's just super old.
yeah, exactly.
But he drinks the green stuff, so he'll live forever.
and also they released, I think it's on issue number 3 or 4. Captain America and Thor are in a lip lock. So I don't know if that's like a yeah, I don't know if that's a some kind of romantic thing that they're going to start to build in this series between Sam Wilson and Jane Foster. But
I don't think they're passing the security code.
probably not. I would figure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on. So
Could be a
yeah,
love spell by Loki.
that may be.
Yeah, I don't know.
You never know. The Enchantress.
Yeah.
But no,
that matter.
she's always after Thor, so that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, she wouldn't want any other
I don't-
lady. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, also out on November 11th, the all-new Hawkeye has released a few interior pages and variant covers. The series features 2 Hawkeyes, Clint Barton and his daughter Kate, who will be the new Hawkeye.
Cool.
And also on November 11th, the all-new Wolverine will feature Laurie Kinney, formerly known as X-23, taking on the mantle of her mentor, Logan.
So she'll have the
She's got two claws,
the
yeah.
two-clawed Wolverine, yeah.
And it features Angel, who apparently has feelings for her, and they're back to the classic blue and yellow
Yeah,
Wolverine costume.
yeah, nice.
So yeah, the pages that they released, Angel is like catching her, and he's basically trying to ask her out while they're flying along, and she's like, "Not the time."
Right, I have knives.
We're a little busy here. So, there's a series coming out from DC called Superman American Alien.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, DC has released a preview of it. It's a 7-issue miniseries.
Perfect.
From award-winning writer Max Landis and some of the top artists in the industry. The series will chronicle the life of Clark Kent and his development into the Superman that we know. But these are not stories you've heard before. So they're all completely new stories. It's not like something that happened in Superboy in 1973 or something like that. The first issue...
Those are the best stories.
Yeah. The first issue is illustrated by Nick Dragotta, who tells the story of Jonathan and Martha Kent as they struggle to deal with their 12-year-old son who starts floating up in the air.
Get down here.
So that will be interesting. And also...
Don't you fly away from me. Sorry.
The Invincible Iron Man series that has just started, it actually came out last week or 2 weeks ago.
Invincible Iron Man was last week. Yeah, it was last week.
Issue 2, which actually comes out today, features the return of one of Tony's biggest nemesis, I guess you'd say, in a shocking last page, and apparently a search for Tony's biological parents.
What?
Exactly. I've never heard that before, but I'm interested in. I mean, you say there's a shocking last page reveal.
Yeah.
I got to know now. Of course, I would be reading it anyway because I love Iron Man. So
yeah, they did that in Spider-Gwen this go around.
I haven't read it yet. In the first one.
Yeah, there was a shocking reveal at the end. Of
Okay.
that. Yeah, which was kind of cool.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I my first read through, I was like, because I don't know, I'm not so literate of Spider-Gwen, but now that I've read it, I read it again actually to give it a second chance.
Well, that's the thing. They're kind of creating this as they go along.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because it has a back history that they're kind of alluding to. But
maybe that's it. I don't know enough about Spider-Man from back in the day. Like I always knew Mary Jane, and then like Gwen Stacy was this lady who died.
Yeah, she's the one that died. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that sucks. But
Yeah.
like to now find out she was a very beloved character.
Oh yeah.
People always loved Gwen Stacy as Spider-Man fans.
Yeah.
And then to see her now as a butt-kicking hero is,
Yeah.
I think, kind of a good full circle. So yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, they're making some bold steps, right? Isn't Peter Parker the Lizard?
He was. He's dead.
Oh, he's
dead.
dead.
That's
There you
the
go.
thing. So instead
Kill
of
him in the first few issues.
no, he's been dead.
Oh, okay.
That, like when they started the series,
The
he was
Spider-Verse.
dead, and she's blamed for, just like in our world, Gwen had died, and there were people that was blaming Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Peter became the Lizard, and so again, it's little stuff like that. I think they have the backstory in mind,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just like putting out little tidbits here and there to kind of fill that in.
Okay.
So that may be where it's kind of a disconnect because you think, oh well, I don't know that story, and they're just kind of making it up as they go along anyway. So
Yeah.
it might feel like that you're missing some back issues, but there's no back issues.
Maybe I should just let it flow. You
Yeah.
know, like let it wash over. But I do. I mean, the art in it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of great things, and there is a last page reveal, which is kind of interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain America in that world is not what you think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's quite
again, this isn't even like the Ultimate Universe that we know. This is a whole completely different thing.
And they're I think they're going to run with it. So
Cool.
I think this new #1 has given them maybe a chance to sort of
Chance
see
to really kick it off.
see how good it is, you know, and if it's popular, and then run. So
Cool. And also from the world of DC Comics, Wonder Woman, DC has just announced a new digital first series, The Legend of Wonder Woman. So we lost
Sensational, didn't we?
Well, yeah, it was Sensational Comics.
Yeah.
So we lost that one. So now they're starting a new one, which will retell Wonder Woman's origin ahead of her cinematic debut in Batman vs Superman.
Interesting.
So I
we'll
guess
have
it'll
be
lead. Yeah.
what that canon will
Yeah.
be for the DC or MU. Right?
Yeah. What is DC? No. What did they call it?
Cinematic DCCU.
No, they had another name for it, and I can't remember.
The pictures, the talkies.
No. No, I'm thinking of the TV. They used they keep using Warner Brothers TV, and they say WB TV.
Oh, which
to
not
me
for
is
us.
to me is a local TV station.
That's right,
so I'm
yeah.
like, wait a minute, they're on BTV? What?
Yeah,
And
right.
so it confuses me. But yeah, this is I don't know what they call the DC. See, I think they want the organized universe, but they don't want to say they do because it's now become the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's a thing,
Right.
and they don't want to look like
They're the
they're
second one.
copying.
Yeah.
And they're the second one. Yeah. So they want to have it all linked, but they don't want to say that they want to have it all linked. So
Interesting.
it's yeah.
Yeah. I like Flaro. We should. Yeah.
Flaro, yeah.
Legends of Flaro. We're gonna
Legends
keep
of Flaro is I think it was
Legends of Super Flaro.
See, yeah. If they include
Supergirl.
yeah, they somebody, I don't remember who it was. I think maybe Collider took us a tour of the sets up in Vancouver where they shoot Flash and Arrow and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in the paper that Iris and Linda work for,
Oh, Picture News.
yeah, they have one of the little clock things that like it's this time in like London and Ontario and all that stuff. And they have Midway City, Hub City, in what was it was a Coast City, and it was one that, but they didn't have National City, which is where
Supergirl's from.
is set. That doesn't mean anything because it's
she
like
could be in the same
it's,
time zone as.
yeah, it's like just like a back set piece that nobody ever really sees. It's just stuff like that. That it's kind of cool to see stuff like that. They include. It's not anything that anybody's going to see on the TV show, but it's a cool kind of nod to the comics.
Yeah, right.
And, so, but
you're going to tell us about some geography in a little bit. aren't you?
exactly, yeah. That winds up our spin of the comic rack and leads perfectly into our DC geography. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have our showcase on exactly where the hell Gotham City is.
Damn.
It's
About time.
It's about time. I've always tried to figure that out. Oh. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, let's play some video games.
This new dad plays video games with his sons, but the challenge feels like he's lifting a metric ton.
So many buttons.
His avatar just stares at the walls, twists and turns and somehow falls.
Help me.
He's tangled up in the controller's cords.
I just don't understand this crazy digital world.
Crazy, crazy digital world. Zeros and ones. But the love from his kids is totally apparent. Ooh. See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Should have just played catch.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Tom Lyle. I'm the artist of such comics as Spider-Man, Batman, Robin, and this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast. And we've got a couple things coming out that on Comixology that Mike wants to take a look at.
Yeah, I was just taking a look here, Timmy, and it looks like there's a huge Grant Morrison sale out there. So if you are a Grant Morrison writing fan, everything of his is on sale. So I'm looking here. You can get Final Crisis for $4.99. His series, The Invisibles, cut down to $4.99. Let's see what else we got here. Superman Action Comics. I mean, Batman and Son, Batman R.I.P., The Return of Bruce Wayne, Batman and Robin, Batman Reborn.
Nice.
Doom Patrol. I mean, gosh,
I
there's
didn't know he did
so
Doom
much
Patrol.
stuff. Yeah, it looks like he did quite a run there of a bunch of them. Justice League of America, Flash. I mean, he's got 5 pages of books going on here. 7 Soldiers of Victory, Action Comics. I mean, you got everything here. Some things are $1. Some things are some of his bigger graphic novels have really been cut down in price. So if you've never ever touched anything Grant Morrison, or you're a sort of a fan and you want to catch up on some old issues, jump on this sale right now. It looks like a real
If
winner.
you've never read any Grant Morrison, it's different stuff.
Yes,
he's
to say the least.
Yeah, he's wacky. He's wacky.
Right, it really likes to bend DC lore and
Yeah.
try to put things on their face, and so yeah, there's a lot of some classics from 1987 Doom Patrol. I mean, all this great art. I mean,
that's
it's just
way back there. I remember that masthead on Doom Patrol.
It's funky. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a real funky one. But he's got some Flash runs, some Justice League, JLA runs, a lot of things going. Actually, I'm sorry, hang on. There's 10 pages of stuff here.
Wow.
He's oh man, his Frank Quietly, his Superman run that he did for a while looks really interesting. The artwork's really beautiful. So I mean, gosh, this is some serious stuff to pick up on. That touches so much of the DC universe.
Yeah. There and some of the stuff that's coming out today. I downloaded the Midtown Comics from New York.
Nice.
Midtown Comics has an app, and you can click on new releases. I'm sitting there scrolling through the stuff that's coming out today.
Yeah.
See, Batman and Robin Eternal. Of course, that comes out every week, so that's out today. Then one of these I'm going to talk about in my picks for the week, so I'm going to skip that right now. Justice League 3001, which was
Guy Gardner.
Yeah, it was one of my picks from last week. Is out, and this looks like, I don't know if I can click on this. Yeah, it looks like there's another Batman hanging out there
on the horizon.
Yeah,
all right,
like hovering over the current Batman, like behind him. So that's it says, the description says there's a new Batman in town, and the real Batman takes it upon himself to seek this imposter out. Plus, a new threat approaches our galaxy. Will the Justice League be prepared for it? It's a really good series. It's been really awesome. So, let's see. And from Marvel Comics, we got Captain America Sam Wilson #2, which the first one just came out, I think, 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, no, last week.
Last week, okay, yeah. Chewbacca #2 is out today.
Cool.
Deadpool versus Thanos #4.
Awesome. Astonishing Ant-Man.
Okay, yeah.
Is out.
Guidebook to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Iron Man. So I guess it's like a collection of
cinematic data on him.
Cool. Yeah. Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a wacky one there. Yeah. It's a weird one. New Avengers #2 is out as well. And
Uncanny Inhumans comes out today too.
And then from Image Comics, we were talking about it before we started, the Invincible, which is one of my favorites.
Jam.
This is and Savage Dragon, new one's out too.
Damn.
And Spawn 257, that's not the one. No, that's not the one that McFarlane and Eric Larson are doing together, but it's not far off. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's not in this list. Maybe. Oh, this is next week. That's when I clicked on new releases. It went to next week because today is not.
Oh, I guess it's over.
So that's all that stuff I was talking about. It's coming out next week.
Oh,
but Invincible.
It's definitely coming out this week.
It's definitely coming out today.
Yeah.
So, as I drop things all over the place, Invincible. This is the one that we were talking about. You go back. They go back. He goes back in time. Not they. It's just him. He's thrown.
17-year-old.
Yeah, he's thrown back to the beginning of the series when he's 17-year-old, no powers. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
But he's got knowledge.
Yes, he has knowledge of everything that's happened.
Yep.
So he's living this again. Is it all in his head? Is he actually transported back? If he's transported back, how did he end up in his old body?
Right.
So
does he look like Bill Murray?
Yeah. Don't drive angry. So yeah, it's really interesting, and it's Robert Kirkman, the writer of The Walking Dead. So you know what? I'll just put it in his hands and trust him because it's going to be awesome.
Wow.
So
Jesus Kirkman.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. So all right. Let's now turn our attention to the maps of the DC universe in our showcase.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ninja Troll Digicast proudly presents The Showcase.
All right, this is our showcase segment where we shine a spotlight on a certain subject and give you all the information from it. This week, we're taking a look at the DC Comics maps. Geography, to find out where these things are, because Marvel lives, all of their heroes live in the real world. Like Spider-Man's in New York, the Avengers are in New York, Daredevil's in Hell's Kitchen. But DC, not so much. They have fictional towns that all were created. So
why do you think they did that? Why go to the extent
I think when they first started doing this, it was they felt like it needed to be somewhere else, not like New York City.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because almost like it breaks the suspension of disbelief. It's like, hey, I live in New York. I'm reading this comic. I don't see anybody.
No Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't see anybody swinging through. Because it was complete. Like when Marvel had their big explosion and they created Spider-Man, Daredevil, those were for a little bit older readers.
Well, and too, the film movements. They were starting to shoot movies in New York. New York became a film icon.
Yeah.
So it was an easy transition.
It was not that big of a deal. But back then, they felt like they needed to create fictional cities too. Yeah. But the first one, of course, Gotham City.
Where is it, Timmy?
New Jersey.
Oh,
I know. It's in South Jersey on the Delaware Bay.
Oh, all right.
So it's not the worst part of Jersey.
No, it's it's on the bottom of Jersey. It faces the the big inlet there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's not bad. That's where you take that with the big bridge there, the Delaware River Bridge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right when you're going down. Yeah. Okay.
Which, of course, Gotham City is the home base of Batman and the Bat family and God knows how many other villains, heroes, everybody. And a suburb of Gotham City is Bloodhaven, also New Jersey, obviously. It is the home base of Nightwing.
Nice.
When he moved to get out of the shadow of Batman, no pun intended, not the shadow of the Bat, he took Bloodhaven as like his city.
So once you're in Jersey, you can't go out.
That's right. And that's been mentioned. Actually, Bloodhaven has been mentioned several times in Arrow.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with the guy with the last name Blood, did it?
No, that was Baron Blood.
Okay, yeah.
But actually, at one point, they mentioned Bloodhaven, the city, and then somebody lived at the Bloodhaven apartments, and I don't remember who it was. But somebody lived at the Bloodhaven apartments. So it's been mentioned a couple times in
such a creepy place
in Arrow.
to live.
Yeah, exactly. There was a guy I used to know who, at the time, he was living in basically just a crappy old motel, about all he could afford, and it was the Caravan Motel, but the A had been knocked out, so it was the Craven Motel. I was like, I'm not staying there.
Don't look in the ice machine.
Exactly. But the kind of sister city to Gotham City is Metropolis. It is right across the bay in Delaware.
Delaware?
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah.
We're in Delaware.
Delaware, yeah. There's nothing in Delaware. So,
except for Joe Biden.
There you go.
That counts.
But it's right across the Delaware Bay from Gotham City. And, of course, is the home base of Superman.
Yeah.
Now, that kind of, at different times in the comics, they make mention that Smallville is like in driving distance from Metropolis. So I guess at some points maybe they say it's in Kansas, like more of the Midwest, but it's kind of been established that it is across the bay from Gotham City.
Okay.
And I love how Frank Miller always said Gotham City is New York at night. Mm-hmm. Metropolis is New York in the daytime.
Yeah.
So it's kind
really
of
true.
Yeah, it really is kind of the case.
Art Deco, Gothic cities. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then there's obviously like the real New York. It's home to many of the superheroes over the years, including the JSA, and is the current home to the Teen Titans. And the JSA, I'm pretty sure at some lower down, I found like the original home of the JSA before they moved to. I will get to it in a second. So
don't they? Well, in Teen Titans Go, the Jump City. Is
I
that
don't know. I
made
haven't
up?
seen that. Yeah, it's probably just for
Probably made up for
Go.
the-
Yeah.
for Go. Okay.
But for a while, the Titans were in San Francisco, but now they're back in New York.
Cool.
So, and now Happy Harbor, Rhode Island, is the home of Mount Justice, which was the
There's mountains in
no,
Rhode Island.
it's an artificial mountain.
Okay.
It's the former secret home base of the Justice League before they got the satellite,
Okay.
and they also used it in Young Justice. That was
Gotcha.
given to them because they had the satellite. They gave Young Justice
The other digs.
yeah.
The country home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically, yeah. Now, Calvin City. There's a bunch of in DC Comics. There's a bunch of like sister cities that are like closely connected.
Okay.
Calvin City and Ivan City, Connecticut, are the home of the Adams, Al Pratt, Ray Palmer, and Ryan Cho.
Is it Ivy City?
Yes, what I say?
I think you said Ivan.
Okay.
I was like, who's Ivan?
Koloff.
He's drunk, folks.
Yeah,
just-
yeah. So Calvin City and
Cool.
Ivy City
Are in Connecticut.
are in Connecticut. Yes.
Nice.
Then there's New Carthage, New York. It's right on the Hudson River in New York, and I'm not sure quite where the Hudson River comes through New York. Is that upstate? Or?
Yeah, it runs right up through the center and then hooks to the left.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah.
So that is
Albany. It would be like Albany area.
okay. Yeah. So it's upstate. That is the home of Hudson University, where Dick Grayson and Caitlin Snow attended, and Martin Stein taught.
Ah.
So
there you go.
yeah. So when
they were
Dick
drunk.
Grayson-
If it's you, Albany, they were drunk the whole time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So when Dick Grayson left to go off to college, that's where he went.
Hudson
He didn't stay long, but he went to Hudson University. Yeah. Now this is the one. Civic City in Pennsylvania, not far from Philadelphia, was the original home of the JSA before they went to New York City.
Huh.
So, and I know the map you're looking at doesn't have it. Like I said, I had to
this is a
combine a couple of maps because that one is from probably 90s.
yeah, because of the logo.
It
Like,
feels to the
judging by
logo. But there's other ones that they kind of, because they kind of retcon stuff out
Yep.
where we're not even going to talk about it. But yeah, I tried to find as many as I could of their fictional cities and then find out where they were.
Yeah.
Now, of course, a real one, Washington, D.C., of course, is the home of Wonder Woman. Elmond, Virginia, is a suburb, a fake suburb of Washington, and is the home of the original Hawk and Dove, Hank and Don Hall.
Oh.
So, like I said, they've gotten more now to where they, interweave real and fictional geography. So,
Hall and Oates. Yeah, I love
there
it.
you go. That's awesome. Fawcett City, Wisconsin, is in southern Wisconsin and is the home base of Captain Marvel and the Marvel family.
I figured it's by Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's named Fawcett City because Fawcett Comics was the original publisher of Captain Marvel.
Nice. Yes.
So, and back to the real, the real world, Chicago, Illinois, is the home of the Ted Cord Blue Beetle, at Nightwing for a very short time, and the former home base of Hawkman and Hawkwoman.
Oh.
So, then back to the fictional side, Hub City, Illinois, is in southern Illinois, the home base of Vic Sage, the Question.
Oh. I wonder what city is in southern Illinois. There's not much down there,
There's
right?
Hub City. Yeah, there's not a whole lot down there. So, now Detroit, Michigan, was the home base of Green Lantern John Stewart, and also for a time, the Justice League, the really crappy version of the Justice League.
This is Detroit.
Detroit, yes.
It's not Hub. Because
No,
I thought
no,
Hub might have been a good name for Detroit.
No, this is Detroit. They were actually, I think John Stewart's from Dearborn,
Okay.
but he actually lived in Detroit.
Okay.
That's where he based himself out of. So, now Midway City, Michigan, is in very northern Michigan, like in the Upper Peninsula, near Sault Ste. Marie, and is the home of the Golden Age Hawkman, where Carter Hall was the curator of the Midway City Museum.
Where he got all the Egyptian stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So now St. Roche, Louisiana, home is the is the current home of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. And right close to there is, I guess you would pronounce it, Houma, Louisiana.
Owema. Yeah.
Owema, maybe. Okay. Is the home of the Swamp Thing.
Yes.
Obviously in the swamp.
Yeah.
And then the Terrebonne Parish is the home of Belle Reve Prison, which is a metahuman prison facility and the home base of the Suicide Squad. So it's all clustered around New Orleans, and it's all based on New Orleans. Why they didn't just say it's in New Orleans?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
Might as well. But
Yeah.
then there's Smallville, Kansas, of course, which is the childhood home of Superman. We all know where Kansas is. So
Nice.
they never really said like where in Kansas it was. It was just out in the plains.
That sums it up. I mean, it's a square state, pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Pittsdale, Iowa, is a rural farming community in Iowa, a home of Lois Lane.
Oh.
I'd never heard that one before. I'd found that that she's from.
I always thought she was a city
I did
girl.
too. Yeah,
but maybe not.
Yeah, apparently she's. And then they may have retconned that out, but that was, I guess, where she was originally from. Now, Keystone City, Kansas, is in northeast Kansas, right on the border with Missouri, and is the twin city with Central City. Keystone is the home base of the original Flash, Jay Garrick, and the third Flash, Wally West. Now, Central.
Wally West is from Keystone City.
Yes.
From Earth 2.
Yeah, he would. No. They've jammed everything together. So
Keystone.
So by the time Wally,
City.
by the time Wally was the Flash,
Yeah.
Keystone was, and they never really said that there wasn't a Keystone in Earth 1.
Yeah, right. They never said there was or there wasn't.
Yeah.
But where's the Central Kitty? If we've got the Keystone Kitty, where's the Central one? Is there one?
Well, the Central Kitty is Central City, Missouri, is northeast Missouri, right across the border from Keystone.
Yeah.
And is the home base of the Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen.
Nice.
So, those two are they talk about those being sister cities. They're like right across the border.
There's got to be some river there.
Yeah, that's where the Mississippi comes. The border between.
No, right. This is the Ohio. This is the Ohio. That's the Mississippi.
No, Mississippi comes down here. So I don't know. There's
got to be another river there.
There's something.
States have crazy shapes if there's rivers.
If there's a river, yeah. So and that border is kind of wacky. Maybe that is.
Maybe.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Now, Blue Valley, Nebraska, is in northeast Nebraska and is the home of Wally West.
Oh.
That's where he grew up. Waymore, Nebraska, is the home of Ralph Dibny, the elongated man.
Yeah.
Now back to real geography. El Paso, Texas, is the home base of Jaime Reyes, the third Blue Beetle. And Phoenix, Arizona, is the home base of Booster Gold.
Yeah.
Now
from the 30th century or whatever he's from.
No, that's where he is. Where he bases himself now in the 21st century.
Cool.
Now this is an undisclosed location in Colorado. It's Challengers Mountain. It's the headquarters of the Challengers of the Unknown, the Jack Kirby creation precursor of the Fantastic Four.
Oh, cool.
That was the group that
DC Comics.
Yeah, he did at DC. He did Challengers of the Unknown at DC Comics before he went to Fantastic Four, and was one of the things that he said when he was
the reason why he should get credit. For
because he was like basically it's the same thing.
Oh, awesome!
It's just like a reimagined.
I remember you saying this, but it didn't occur to me.
Yeah, they are.
It's like verbatim.
Yeah, they are.
There's no lady on the team though.
Oh, is there not?
No, it's just four men.
Yeah, and it's some wacky stuff.
It's bizarre. Yeah. Well, maybe there is. Maybe there is a lady challenger.
Yeah, that's actually. I don't know what that other page was, but that's a DC.
They're in different eras. It looks like here's a Golden Age version.
Okay. That wouldn't be the. They may have just taken the name.
Yeah.
That DC owned because that was way before he would have been doing it.
Right. And here's way later.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Cool. So that's the Challengers of the Unknown in Colorado.
Challengers Mountain, somewhere in Colorado, in the Rockies.
Nice.
Then Las Vegas, Nevada, is the home base of Dr. Fate. Now, I'm not sure which version of the new one. I'm not sure exactly where he's at.
He's in New York.
He's in New York. Okay.
Yeah, the one that's in the new comic.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
Khalid.
So I guess this would be Kent Nelson.
It had to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Or if there was anybody else, was Dr. Fate?
I don't think so.
Right, the helmet kept him alive until he died.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Now, Portland, Oregon is the home base of Dr. Midnight, another
weird
one of
character.
another doctor. Show some respect.
I got my PhD in darkness.
That's right. Yeah,
in the middle of the night.
Seattle is the current home base of Green Arrow and formerly the home of Black Canary.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right outside of southwest of Spokane is Evergreen City, Washington. Green Lantern Hal Jordan moved there for a while when he decided not to commit to a relationship with Carol Ferris. And it was captured as one of the towns on the Mosaic world on Oa.
Oh.
You remember we were talking about that a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, that they had captured all these cities and took them to Oa to like kind of mash them into a
Convergence.
Secret
war?
Actually, Mosaic sounds a lot like Convergence
in concept, right?
Yeah, so except they, instead of being all of them domed separately, they were all just basically jammed into one big society.
Nice.
So to kind of
It's like
force
Sid
them.
Meier's Civilization
Yeah,
style.
yeah, basically it was like
Little
the Guardians, kind of like ant farm, kind of watching them do their thing.
I love that.
So, then there, as we get farther south, Star City, California.
Yep.
Is in Northern California, home base of the the original home base of the Green Arrow. San Francisco, it used to be the home of the headquarters of the Teen Titans. Then Coast City is just south of San Francisco, is the home base of Green Lantern Hal Jordan, and was the destruction of Coast City was what sent him off crazy in the whole Parallax Emerald Twilight thing.
That was the cyborg Superman who destroyed it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hank Henshaw, who is in that character is in Supergirl, the TV show.
Cool.
Yeah, so we may at some point get something with that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, okay, we did San Francisco, Coast City. Okay, now Los Angeles was the home base of Manhunter, and not Martian Manhunter, but Manhunter and Obsidian. Obsidian was
I don't know these characters.
Obsidian was the son of Alan Scott. Jade and Obsidian were his children.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Obsidian had like shadow powers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Obsidian, like the black glass of volcanic glass. Yeah.
And then San Diego, California, was the home base of Animal Man. Actually, like a suburb of San Diego.
Cool.
Was Animal Man's home base. Now, that is the United States. There are other things outside of the United States. There's Gorilla City, located in Africa. You don't know about Gorilla City?
No, it just
that's
sounds
where
racist.
Gorilla Grodd.
Set up his like
it's a city of
super race
of
world,
it's
right?
like a city of hyper intelligent apes. And Solivar is the king, I believe.
Is he the big silver dude? Was this Gorilla City?
Silverback. Yeah, Gorilla City. It's somewhere, and it's like the only human that knows where it's at is the Flash.
Oh, right. Because in what is it where he says only the Flash has visited my world before? That was in Crisis.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. We've only met your Flash. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when Harbinger shows up, because she needs Solivar.
Right. To help. Right. She recruits him.
Yeah. And he says the only human that knows where this is the Flash, and he leaves him alone. So,
oh wow,
Flash family is cave drawings. That's
yeah,
cool.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Then there's also Nandar Parbat,
Mm-hmm.
the mystical city in the mountains of Tibet, home base of Ra's al Ghul.
Yep.
Then there's Atlantis, and actually the capital city of Atlantis is Poseidonus.
Oh.
And that's of course the homeland of Aquaman, and he's the ruler.
Yep.
Of the seven seas, actually. So then there's Kandak, Middle Eastern country ruled by Black Adam.
Right.
Then Markovia is the home of Terra and Geoforce.
Oh.
Terra was for a while part of the Titans. She actually was infiltrated into the Titans by Deathstroke, but ends up going against him and joining the Titans. And her brother Geoforce was part of the Outsiders,
Okay.
Batman and the Outsiders.
I'm not
They
familiar.
they
I've
both
seen him before. but
Yeah,
I'm
they
not-
both have powers to control the Earth.
Cool.
Yeah. So Geoforce, yeah, he can make earthquakes and stuff like that.
He's like
So-
Havoc a little bit, kind of like where he can like project energy.
yes,
That, like
and
yep.
it disrupts the Earth.
Yep.
So yeah,
The Earth.
the Earth. Yep. And Vlatava is the homeland of Count Vertigo.
Ooh.
Vertigo is an
imprint of DC.
No, no. Count Vertigo
Is a Alfred Hitchcock
He's
movie.
a Flash, an Arrow villain.
Cool.
Yeah. And then of course in the Arctic is the Fortress of Solitude. Of course,
That's right.
Of course, I gave that secret away. Sorry.
Oh,
Now there's
that's
going to
where it
be
is.
there's going to be people up there looking to trying to buy like snapshots and postcards from Fortress of Solitude. Sorry, man. Sorry. And also Paradise Island, Themyscira.
That's right.
I don't think they've ever really said where it is.
Paradise Island? Well, there's there's
I think-
Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
I think they've said that it's in the Pacific, but that's it.
I've heard it's near Galapagos at some point, like South
Okay.
America, sort of in that
Okay.
area. Because I remember reading something where she goes home. Oh, I think it's which is the one where she gets scratched by Cheetah after Cheetah like sacrifices
yeah.
some mystical thing, and then it turns Wonder Woman to stone.
I
What
remember
story
that.
is that?
I
Is
don't-
that Identity Crisis? I forget which one it is.
Maybe.
I can't remember, but I remember her going home and then like wanting to be treated, and then someone was like, "No, you've been clawed by the cheetah goddess, so
You're unclean.
yeah." So she was like secretly, but yeah, I wonder. I mean, who knows?
I don't think they've ever actually said where. Yeah, that's the real Paradise Island.
Yeah,
in
it
the
should be in the
Bahamas.
Bahamas, right? Yeah.
I don't know if they've ever actually
Oh, there's one in Jacksonville.
said
Might be a
where it
bar.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Let's see if it says where it's at. It's
That'd be
named
cool. I
after an
wonder-
old city in modern day Turkey. Well,
Oh, okay. So then it might be
Themyscira is
Themyscira. It's got to be then in the little Greek, Turkish, Israeli, Lebanese alcove up there.
Let's see where it says planet locale. Aegean Sea, yeah. So it's actually in the Mediterranean, basically.
Cool. That makes sense.
Did not
Right.
realize that.
It's ancient world goddess, so it should
Yeah.
be.
I always kind of assumed it was in the Pacific. So, so there you go. Now we know something we didn't know.
Yes.
So that is a trip around the DC map, and of course, yeah, that's actually the Earth. Of course, then you've got Apocalypse, New Genesis,
Yeah.
Mars.
Yeah,
would be
right.
the closest one. But there's
Absolutely.
other stuff going on. But
The watchtower in space.
yeah,
Well, all of our universes and stuff like that.
yeah,
Which I'll touch on a little bit.
exactly. Yeah,
In our
that's too big for a showcase.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah.
So, all right, there's our showcase for this week on the DC Comics geography. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have our Crisis Cram session, where we go over all the information that we've learned so far in our Exploring the Multiverse segments.
Sheesh.
Exactly.
Our hailing frequencies are always open. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Ninja Troll Digicast or drop us an email at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com.
Just now, another kid dropped out of school. There's one every 20 seconds. Over 200 kids an hour. That adds up to nearly 5,000 kids every school day.
If we do nothing, 3.5 million kids won't receive a diploma over the next 4 years. But there is someone who can change that. And that someone is you. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it. So make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because the path to success or failure starts long before graduation day. And the difference between a graduate and a dropout could be you. Take the pledge to volunteer now at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
I'm
Cully Hamner, artist of The Question in Red, and you're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast, and we have been leading up to this this week for, what have we done, like 10?
No.
10, 11, 12 weeks, something like that, leading up to this?
I think we've been
and exploring the multiverse.
I think there's like 20.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
We've been doing this since June, right? When did we start this?
I don't remember. We have to look back and see exactly.
Well, we've done it every week since then, so that's a lot of weeks.
So we've
more than 10.
We've discovered a lot of new worlds, and we're almost up to Crisis on Infinite Earth. So this week is going to be a review. So let's have our Crisis cram session.
Now it's time to explore the multiverse. On the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Okay, like we were just saying, this started an indeterminate amount of time back when we started this to actually map out all of the different universes that DC has in its multiverse and where they were introduced, how they were introduced, and how they interact, and leading this all up to the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is where they were all jammed together into one place.
Yeah.
And it all started from Mike trying to read Crisis and being really, really confused.
And then trying to read Convergence and then being triply
even
confused.
more confused, yes.
So Timmy said, go back and read it all, right? And I remember we had great conversations. You talked about how awesome the Flash of Two Worlds story is. And so you remembered some of the crossover Crisis stories. I think because some of them were more popular than others. But you knew when they brought in other comic book characters and things from other things that they had picked up. So, Tim, I want to start off today. So a couple things are in the works. We've compiled a pre-crisis database, of all the Earths with the comic issues, and what we're building is an infographic. And I'm almost there. This was quite a task. This is the bulk of it right now. But we're going to lay out each Earth as they were sort of created and introduced and the significance of them in the DC universe. So we're pretty much going to be – what this will be is a timeline of the DC universe that maps both the sort of actual timeline and reality and then the literary timeline.
Okay.
Which is really what's going on here. So I have created this working definition. As an academic, I have to,
This is our mission statement.
Totally, for what it is.
Our thesis statement.
Exactly, right. So I'll read this, and we're going to keep this as a working definition. And then, but we are loyal Ninja Troll listeners. We hope that you've been sort of keeping up with this, or maybe you picked up a few issues back or whatever. But this is a nice sort of audio series, listening to every story of the DC multiverse. And now here's what we're looking at for a definition. So here's what I've come up with, Tim. The multiverse is a crafted literary device used to describe the existence of characters in the DC Comics universe, right? Pretty simple, straightforward. This device has two main facets, though, that reflect the reality and literary timelines of DC Comics. Okay, so that's what it does, is that they have a practical side of what it is, and then they have to make it work within the story, right? So, dang, that's hard.
Yeah.
Specifically, this literary device allowed DC writers, and still allows them today, to synthesize publication and narrative timelines into one. Also, a fix for character roster changes, character popularity, and etc. However, as a result, lack of coordination and proper follow-through on the overall maintenance of this literary devised universe has brought upon much confusion in readers and writers.
Yeah.
The term retcon has become something that we use far too often and has raised certain heroes. This is an interesting byproduct, that it has raised certain heroes above the person that they are, right?
Yeah.
So the person, their secret identity, and they've been molded into more archetypical or mantles that anybody could wield. So to me, that is what this multiverse stuff, the corner they painted themselves into, so to speak, right? That Wolfman and Perez are about to fix for us.
Yeah.
Has allowed this sort of cognitive dissonance where your Flash is Wally West, right? Whereas I would say my Flash might be more of a Barry Allen because of the show, not because of comics, but because of the show.
Well, he's back as the Flash now.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are untouchables. There can never be another Batman.
Yeah, they've tried it a couple times, and I don't know how seriously they've tried it.
Right.
Whether it was just a gimmick for a little bit, or whether they were actually serious about trying it, but it's never worked. You put some even Dick Grayson, who if anybody is going to take over the mantle of the bat, it would be him.
Right, and to see that unfold the way it did, right?
Yeah.
We've heard over the past few weeks with showcases and current stories. So that's where I think this puts us. We may, after Crisis, be like, all right, forget all that. We may retcon our own working definition and get it into this place. So let's jump in, Timmy. I'm going to give you a comprehensive list of all the Earths. It's quite a bit, okay? But we're going to get through this list fairly quickly. Luckily, this is something you can pause and stop at home so you can follow along.
You can take notes.
And then we're going to I'm hoping Timmy can help me fill in some blanks. We're going to finish this pre-crisis infographic timeline. We're going to put it on the Ninja Troll page.
Awesome.
So it'll be for you to look at as we go. Okay, so going back in time, February 1935, New Fun Comics #1, we are introduced to Earth 2. Okay. So
what character was introduced in More Fun? It wasn't More Fun. What was it? I'm sorry.
New Fun Comics.
New Fun.
Yep, February 1935. This is on Earth 2. We know this to be the home of DC's Golden Age heroes, including the Justice Society of America.
What number of New Fun?
#1.
Number 1. Okay.
Yep. And there we see Jay Garrick as the Flash, Alan Scott as Green Lantern, Carter Hall as Hawkman, Al Pratt as the Atom, and Clark Kent as Kal-El, right? Not E-L, but just L, who began his career as Superman as an adult. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's where we get that. So in 1935, this is really the sort of first time we see this. Now, the second Earth to be introduced chronologically, right, in the history of DC Comics, will really, I guess it would be, was it Quality Comics?
Yes.
Was Earth X? Is Earth X, right? Because Quality was around.
Because Quality was around and got bought. Was another thing that created new universes because they bought other comics properties.
Right.
And so they gave them like their own little universe, like Captain Marvel and the Quality stuff. It got its own universe, so they created a new universe for it. So because Quality was printing back then, technically that universe started then.
Right.
So
this is where we get like you right, because you were talking about Fawcett before. That's in your brain. But this is where the Freedom Fighters are from.
Yes.
Uncle Sam, Human Bomb, Miss America, The Ray, Black Condor, Doll Man, Phantom Lady, and Firebrand. And also, this is the home of Plastic Man.
Yes.
Right.
He was integrated into the DC mainstream
real early.
Yeah.
It took them a little while, but
Yeah.
they sort of kept those at bay. Okay, so this is Earth X, right? And essentially on this world, Nazi Germany has won World War II, and the Freedom Fighters, originally who are from Earth 2, fought to defeat it. And this is, as we said, Quality Comics' home base. So this was 1936. The Comics Magazine #1.
Okay.
Is where we find that Earth X introduced. The next Earth introduced is another comic book company, right? Who you mentioned before, Fawcett.
Yes.
Who they have now created Earth S. Okay. And this is where Shazam, Captain Marvel, Mary Marvel, the whole Marvel family, Bullet Man, Bullet Girl, Mr. Scarlet, Pinky, Minuteman, Ibis the Invincible, Spy Smasher, Commando Yank, and Isis all come from. All right, Black Adam as well. All those characters. So Fawcett comic publications of the 40s and 50s took place on this planet, with its predominant heroic teams being the Marvel family and the people that we mentioned as well. That was Whiz Comics #2,
Whiz,
1940.
Cool.
Okay, so the next Earth was actually not ever called this until Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is Earth 4, and this is the world of Charlton Comics.
Yeah.
And this came out Yellow Jacket #1, 1944. Not the Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man and Marvel.
Yeah.
Completely different. So this is Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, Nightshade, Peacemaker, The Question, Thunderbolt, Peter Cannon, and Judo Master. These were these people came over.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite character.
Yeah, and it's the Dan Garrett Blue Beetle.
Yeah, right, not Ted Kord.
It was the original Blue Beetle.
Yes. Okay, so that's 1944, right? So we're still moving here through the Golden Age. Next, we see the introduction of Earth 1, and this was actually, I had said this to you, and we were like, oh, wow, really, let's check on that.
We had this discussion because it's listed as the first appearance of Earth 1 was, is it More Fun?
More Fun Comics #101, January 1945.
Yeah, that was the introduction of Superboy.
Yeah.
Which my thought of, I would say the Earth 1 didn't appear until the Silver Age, and they accepted beginning of the Silver Age is the appearance of Barry Allen as the new Flash
Yep.
in Showcase 22. I think it was 1956. So I would figure that would be the impetus. But Superboy was introduced in More Fun 101. That is a Silver Age character, so that would be the first appearance of it.
Technically, right? But but maybe what they're calling the Silver Age was when comics were reborn, because super heroes were dying at this point. Right?
Yeah,
As
that was
popularity.
45.
45 Earth 1. Yeah. So this is technically
superheroes are starting. That was probably like the first new superhero they had introduced in a while, because by the end of 45, at the end of the war, superheroes were kind of taking a nosedive.
Right.
So
that's probably why they have that break with the Silver Age, because comics were in a low at that point. So this Earth 1 traditionally is known as where DC's Silver Age heroes live. Justice League of America, Barry Allen as the Flash, Hal Jordan as Green Lantern, Cotter Hall as Hawkman, Ray Palmer as the Atom, Clark Kent, Kal-El, E.L., right, the Latino version.
That's right.
Who, as a teenager, became Superboy before his career as Superman. So it's the introduction of Superboy that we get that second
who
version.
grows into Superman. That's what it is. That's the connection there.
Right.
The Superman Kal-El, 1L,
right,
didn't have the time as Superboy. This is the introduction of the Silver Age Superman, because Superboy grew into Superman.
Exactly.
So that would be where,
finally,
there's your introduction.
got some light on that.
Yeah,
Bang.
there we go.
Okay, all right.
We fixed that. You're welcome.
All right, and then what we have up next, this is unnamed officially, but I'm calling this Earth W. Okay.
Nice.
Or WW, Dub. Okay. Not dubstep. You don't have to like auto-tune this.
Wah, wah, wah.
But this was a story in Wonder Woman comics, Volume 1, 59, 1953. And this is the first parallel Earth to be featured in DC Comics, where Earth 2 Wonder Woman, who worked with her counterpart to battle the Conqueror Duke Dasm. This Earth appeared to be technologically less advanced than Earth 2, with Dasm's using a navy using ore-powered ships. And then there's Tara Taruna, which in that Earth's WW's language means Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So this was the first but unofficial Crisis story, right?
Yeah.
Crisis meaning the operative word for DC for crossover, right? Because that was like now a literary gimmick to make it happen.
Yeah.
So this multiverse thing is like becoming complicated, where it has to balance, well, how do we sell books and get people to read them, but then how do we also have it still make sense?
Yeah.
Right? That's sort of the trade-off. So that's a real interesting one. That's a gem that when I found out predated Flash of Two Worlds, I was like, ooh, maybe this rabbit hole goes a little deeper.
Yeah.
But we're not even there yet to really the Flash of Two Worlds yet. Next, we have Earth 86, which came out in now 1960. So we're going to jump a little bit. There were in a few Earths in the 50s.
And an interesting point that you pointed out to me a while ago is, you would think, okay, it's Earth 1 and Earth 2, Earth 3, 4, 5. That wasn't how they named them.
Nope.
They named them because it was issue 86 of what?
Yeah. So this is right. What we're calling the sort of basically the publication planets.
Yeah.
Right. To have an alliteration there for it. Earth 86, which is the home of the Atomic Knights, Hercules, Commandy, and One Man Army Corps, right? OMAC, which is, we know, a Jack Kirby creation.
Yeah.
Strange Adventures 117, right? 1960. The only reason why we call this 86 because this is a year planet. So there's publications, and then there's time planets.
Okay.
An Earth that was ravaged, get this, by an atomic war in 1986.
There you go. So
and this came out in 1960.
Yeah.
Think about Per Degaton, that story.
Oh, yeah.
Borrowed, right? Completely, let's resurrect that story. Let's throw a little redhead, crazy little short dude at it who's got Napoleon problems, and we'll rebrand it. No one will know the difference.
There you go.
Right? So I found that clue, and I was like,
gotcha.
I want $1 million.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I caught you.
So that atomic war that we saw in 86 in Earth Prime, boom, really cool way to do that. So that was 1960. That same year in Green Lantern Volume 2, Number 2, this is the Hal Jordan story, after the runaway missiles.
Yeah.
October 1960, we are introduced to the antimatter universe.
Okay.
Because you remember when they first encountered the antimatter universe,
was,
Hal was like, don't touch that, because I know about it.
It's Quard. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Quard is in the antimatter universe.
Okay. That's the planet. That's like the
Weaponers are from.
Yeah.
They rule that antimatter universe.
Okay.
Okay, hang on here. Okay, and then all right, now we get into a run of some kind of strange things. Wacky, yeah. And I call them the super planets because there's a lot of Supermans.
Yeah.
And also, World's Finest has a ton of, and Showcase Comics has a lot of Earths as well. Okay, so next here we have Superman 149, and this introduces, as you said, a publication planet, which is Earth 149.
Yeah.
Okay, where Superman and Lex Luthor are, and this is a universe in which Lex Luthor succeeded in killing Superman. So it's a what-if story.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Elseworld. So this is very common in DC, but doesn't cross over with the JLA, JSA. And the next one we have up here is Earth 15, which is, let's see, 1962 Justice League of America, Volume 1, issue number 15, 1962. Okay. So that's where you now have an issue connecting to an Earth name. That's where we find the Stone Giants.
Stone Giants.
Yeah, who are not a jam band, apparently, only. But just 1 year before, sorry I skipped over it, this is the first time we have a crossover story where the vibrational barrier has been introduced.
There you go, yeah.
And that's now the Flash 123, Flash of Two Worlds, the famous
kind
story.
of the accepted first time that they crossed over into the multiverse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where different ones crossed because we're seeing isolated characters in these individual locations. Mm-hmm. Okay, rolling up right next, we have Earth 95, where Jor-El, Lara Lorvan, and Superman live. This is Superman number 95, again, March 1962. Jor-El and Lara enlarged their rocket ship so they could all go to Earth.
Oh, so the whole family went?
They went on a trip.
Nice.
Yep, in their favorite rocket ship. I won't do that again, I'm sorry. All right. And then in 62 was a busy year. We got a few Earths. As we mentioned there, we had Earth 149, and then we had Earth 95 from Superboy Comics. We also have Magic Land, which is in the Justice League of America Volume 1, Number 2. So this is a brand new series, right, come out.
Land.
This is where they go to fight with Merlin, and then they get the crystal ball.
That's right.
Remember that allowed them to have the seance.
So that came back later. Okay.
For the Crisis on Earth 3, which is coming up. And then we have, let's see, Earth 15 is listed as that year as well, Magic Land, and that one's good. So jumping ahead here to 1963, we have the Crisis on Earth 1 and Earth 2, which is not introducing any new Earths, but is still a crossover story.
Yeah, it crosses the two of them. That was maybe the first time that like large numbers crossed out, because you had the Flash, but it was just those two characters.
Right.
And that introduced the fact that there was counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a Flash over here, the Flash over here, but not the same one.
And Superman was not in that story. They didn't ever put him in that story, which was
because that would be confusing. I mean, anytime Superman was any of the crossovers,
he was by himself.
He was only one of them
until later, right? Until they fight.
Yeah, you didn't have the usually didn't have both Supermans or both Batmans in the same story, because that would be really confusing.
Absolutely.
So,
it would be very
because it's easy to tell the two Flashes apart.
Because they're different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and technically the other guys are different people, but they're not. So
yeah.
All right. Another Superman, Earth 162, which is in Superman Volume 1, 1963, which is essentially Superman Red and Superman Blue. An Earth home to Superman Red, who married Lana Lang, and Superman Blue, who married Lois Lang. They were created when a device Superman made to increase his intelligence 100-fold, split him into two beings.
It's not bad enough that he's the strongest guy around. He has to be the smartest too.
What a jerk.
Jerk face. Super jerk.
Man, we're hating. Now we get another numbered Earth that's like a big-time Earth, Earth 3. And this happens in JLA Volume 1, 1964. And, we have the Crime Syndicate, Ultraman, Superman, Hourman, and then the whole list of them, Johnny Quick, Power Ring. But then we have Alexander Luthor Jr.
Yeah, he's the only superhero.
Yeah.
All of the supervillains there. He's the only superhero.
He plays a
Sucks.
huge role
He
in
does.
Crisis on Infinite Earths,
Yep.
right? Because he's like incredibly powerful and clairvoyant. And history on that planet is all crazy and screwy.
Yeah.
All right, next we have Earth. We got a couple. We have Earth I, M, and R, which come out of the JLA crossover. Actually, it's just the Justice League story. It's not a crossover with just the Justice Society, because there was another one that year for Earth 3.
Yeah.
But this was just the Justice League, and Earths I, M, and R basically had on one of them Despero they were fighting. One had insects, one had aquatic life forms, and one had reptiles. And this was just the Justice League story in 1964.
So these were separate Earths, though.
That they went to
Wow,
and
okay,
had to fight.
cool.
So Despero put them there.
Okay.
In some way, shape, or form. Real strange one. Earth 124.2. Superboy is there. So in order to better conceal his identity as Superboy, this world's version of Clark Kent masqueraded as a bully. So he was a bully.
Oh, so he was a jerk.
He was. Yeah. Superboy 124, 1965. Then another biggie, Earth A. Right, we get that alternate Earth, which is an alternate of Earth 1.
That actually got retconned out of existence by the end of the story.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much did. There was one more I forgot to mention, Earth 32, which came from Green Lantern 32, which had an alternate sort of thing for Hal and Carol Ferris.
Okay.
Yeah, and instead of Green Lantern, she has a love affection for Hal Jordan instead of Green Lantern. So.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry to forget that one. So we had Earth A, which was the complete alternate version created by Johnny Thunder, evil Johnny Thunder, and then completely retconned by the Thunderbolt within the issue. Next, we have Jimmy Olsen's Earth X, which is from Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal, number 93, 1966. This has Steelman, the Luthor League, and an Earth visited by Earth 1 Jimmy Olsen. Perry White is a retired matador. Professor Potter is a cranky boss at the World's Fair. And Clark Kent is a science fiction writer.
He's a matador.
Yeah. And secretly a Joker masked villain that leads the Luthor League. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, they kind of did a good one with that.
Wacky.
Yeah. Then we have Earth 172, which is from World's Finest 172. Batman, Legion of Superheroes, and Superman. Where Bruce Wayne was adopted by the Kents and became Clark's brother, soon joining him as a crime-fighting team, Superboy and Batboy.
Is that Elseworld?
I think so. It's from World's Finest 172.
No, that's not Elseworlds.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Well, I mean, it's technically it would be, but there for a while, DC released like a series of Elseworlds,
post-crisis stuff.
Yes,
right, because that's what they wanted to call it instead of it being continuity.
Exactly. So they called them all Elseworlds, and there was one where it wasn't. They didn't become brothers, but Cal's spaceship crashed in the backyard of the Waynes.
Oh,
so you had essentially Bruce Wayne. They named him Bruce because their child had died. So you had Bruce Wayne with the trauma of watching his parents die, but with the power of Superman.
Awesome.
Woo! Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah.
It's called Batman Speeding Bullet.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a cool story.
Yeah, it was a good story.
We have, let's see here. We have Earth 12, which is from Showcase 62, 1966, which has the Inferior Five. Awkward Man, Blimp, Dumb Bunny, Merry Men, and White Feather. Yeah, it's got comedic superheroes. It's a silly one. Anyway, moving along. Yes, Earth 178, where Superman is Nova. An Earth where Superman lost his powers and adopted the identity of Nova.
Okay.
World's Finest 178, September 68.
Yeah.
Then we see Earth Prime, not in a crisis story, but itself. It was introduced in Flash Volume 1, 179 in May 1968. And
that's the one we end up crossing over at like one of the JLA crossovers, but it was introduced earlier.
Right.
Okay.
Right. They brought it in as for the crossover later and to see how the teams, I guess, would do.
Okay.
So Ultra with 2 A's, Superboy Prime, and DC editor Julius Schwartz lived there. And
I remember that. Yeah, he actually was in the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Well, he was in the crossover story too.
Yeah.
So was 2 other people, I forget, and they were bad guys. Yeah, so this is the keystone Earth from which all other Earths within the multiverse originate. So when Cronus saw the beginning of time, that was the Earth that dinged and then split into multiples. We have Earth 387 coming out of Adventure Comics 387, 1969. Supergirl lives there, an Earth where no divergences in history have occurred except that every inhabitant on the planet Earth is a lycanthrope.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is a lycanthrope?
A werewolf.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a skin problem.
No, well, technically it is.
Yeah. I guess so.
That's different. That's really different.
And then Supergirl's there, apparently.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so a couple of other more Superman-type things. Earth 183 from Superboy 183. He was raised in Africa as Karkon, Lord of the Jungle. Interesting. Earth 410 from Action Comics 410. Superman married the alien witch Chrysala and had a son, Chris, or Chris.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. They were trying so much with Superman just to keep it interesting. They were doing so many. That's where a lot of these are going to come from.
That's just, the super planets are silly. Let's see. There's one Captain Thunder, Earth 276, Superman 276 from 1973. It's pretty cool. Essentially, this laid the groundwork for a Superman versus Shazam.
That's what I was about to say. It sounds like like a Shazam thing. So
yeah. This is a great one. Earth 14. This is a biggie. This is where the New Gods are from.
Okay.
So all the pre-crisis, non-Kirby Fourth World tales took place according to Mark Evanier's speculation in the text of the New Gods. So this is where they've named this. April 1976.
Cool.
Earth Crossover is where DC and Marvel had their crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 1976. Earth 5. This one was from Batman, or it's Batman story Detective Comics 500, where transported by the Phantom Stranger to a universe with no Krypton and no heroes. And then, this Batman prevents the murders of the Earth 5 versions of his parents and inspires Earth's Bruce Wayne to grow up to become Batman. We heard about this one already.
Because Batman, Bruce, like the young Bruce, was just a jerk.
Yeah,
he was a brat.
Pretty much. And then we can do these quick because they're pretty minor. We've got Earth C, which is where the anthropomorphic animals are from.
Geez.
New Teen Titans 16, February 82. Earth C minus, where Squirrel Girl is from.
Oh.
Yeah. A Wonder Rabbit, the Bat Mouse, Green Lambkin, Aqueduct, and the Crash. Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew, number 14.
Yeah.
Earth 6, which is revealed in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but is a pre-Crisis Earth, is where Lady Quark, who's an important character, Lord Volt, and their daughter Princess Fern are from.
Yeah,
so,
Lady Quark's like the only one that makes it out of there.
Yeah, right. And she has that like short hair and like a kind of weird yellow and orange suit kind of thing. But she's, she's the only survivor. Crisis on Infinite Earths number 4. So the Earth that Pariah comes from, which they call Earth Omega, that's revealed in Crisis 7. So we'll find out about that. Earth 417, Superman landed on Mars, but would later arrive on Earth. So he first landed there.
Oh, okay.
They're still reaching. Yep, this is 80. Yeah, okay. Earth 11 is where Tin is from, a robot.
Okay.
Tin, I guess one of the metal men, I suppose. Yeah. I'm not totally sure. And that gets us right up to Crisis.
Yeah.
So we are going to be like right on that. And then from what we understand in the Crisis story, just so we can set it up here, is we're going to be we feature Earth Prime, Earth S, Earth X, Earth 2, Earth 1, and then I guess I have Earth K here for some reason. And those are going to be like the featured stories.
I remember K. Which one was it?
Yeah, I'm forgetting what K was now. I think we named it.
Okay.
I think we called it because I'm not seeing an actual Earth K.
Huh. Or maybe that wasn't Earth X, was it? You just put it in the wrong.
No, I think.
I don't think Earth X came back any after.
Yeah, but then we also have aspects of Quard because the antimatter universe is in there. So we've got That was quite a cram session there.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot, and like we were talking about it before, Crisis, they would introduce a new Earth, and then like the next page it was destroyed.
Oh yeah.
So they threw a lot in there, just to show you that okay, everything is being destroyed. So,
and looking at this, we have 40. There's a couple missing here. I think we're about 41 Earths in the pre-crisis era officially.
Wow.
Coming from being declared, and then also absolute crisis, and then even things like final crisis harken back just to sort of clean up some loose ends.
Yeah.
So I am beat, Timmy.
Yeah. I understand.
I've been this has been a lot of work, but I've loved it. I've loved every second of this because this is comics I never read. I honestly I thought DC was so stupid when I was a kid because you looked at it, it was so goofy. Everything was so brightly colored.
Yep.
Marvel had a different appeal that appealed to me then, but now I think DC's awesome, and the complexity of their stories are not well appreciated by many. I mean, or by folks who are like me. So I appreciate Tim. You pushing me into Crisis and saying, read this. I'm excited to get back into it. I think it's going to be an awesome.
Yeah, I think reading it again as we're analyzing this is a lot all of fun. So.
I'm a lot older now.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been to the 30th century and back.
That's right. So.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So as our exploring the multiverse Crisis cram session, and before we get out of here, we want to give you our picks of the weeks. Picks of the week. I always make a plural for weeks. So
it could be a couple weeks.
Crisis
on Infinite Weeks.
There you go. Yeah. I've got a couple. The first one is I picked it up, but I haven't read it yet. I Hate Fairyland.
You showed me this.
This is
hilarious.
Yes, it's from Scotty Young. It's from Image Comics. And the
what's the write-up on it?
The write-up is hilarious. You'll meet Gert, a 6-year-old girl who has been stuck in the magical world of Fairyland for 30 years and will hack and slash her way through anything to find her way back home.
Oh, my God.
So she...
That sounds funny.
It says, join Gert and her giant battle axe on a delightfully blood-soaked journey to see who survives the girl who hates Fairyland.
Oh, man. This looks great.
Oh, yeah. It's Scotty Young. He's like a superstar recently because he's got a very... like twisted cartoon style.
I love it. Yeah,
and it looks awesome, and just the description is what put it over the top for me. I'm really looking forward to reading this. So that's one of my picks of the week, and my other one is Deathstroke. We had a talk like the most recent issue. I think it's number 10. If I'm not badly mistaken.
Okay.
We have this discussion. I love Deathstroke and have loved him for a long time.
He's got 2 eyes now. Right?
But what they've done is de-aged him and regenerated his eye. It made it an interesting thing for the story because he learned how to fight with only one eye. So now he's got 2. It's actually messing him up.
Oh, so they're responding to it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he was in a story where one of the gods gave him the God Killer sword.
Whoa.
And sent him to Paradise Island to kill one of the gods. But it was basically a trap. But he was making Deathstroke do something for him, and it ended up turning bad. And then Wonder Woman and Superman have to come along, and he realized, I caused all this mess, so I got to fix it. And
really?
Yes.
Slade would do that.
Yes. And at the end, they said, you can't use the God sword without giving up yourself as a blood sacrifice. So you've used it. Now you have to pay for it.
Oh.
And he says, all right, you want a blood sacrifice? And it reaches and rips out his eye, the one that's been regrown. And the last panel is a full page panel of, you want a blood sacrifice? Well, here.
Awesome. Oh, my God.
He's holding out his eye that he's ripped out of his head.
Wow.
So you got me. I was a little upset there for a while. The story was still decent, so I was reading. But it just didn't feel like Deathstroke.
Yeah. So they put it right back.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And I mean, he's a little younger, but he's obviously got the Deathstroke attitude because he ripped out
bad.
his own eyeball
with the blood sacrifice.
and said, "Here, he's not going to be beholden to anybody."
Wow.
So
I want to read that just to see their faces.
Oh yeah,
If they show it even.
Yeah, that last panel was just him holding out his eyeball.
That's awesome.
And it's like so. I'm looking forward to the next one to see how like you said, like the response to that. So,
What issue is this up to now?
I believe it's number 10.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's low enough to get started if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But those are my picks for the week. What about you?
I got my favorites are back this week. Black Canary number 5, which I know you gave up on, but I'm not. I'm loving it. It's a punk rock show for me. Dr. Fate number 5, which is an incredible story. I'm just loving how good it is.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's going on next because he's starting to get into his powers a little bit more and talking with Kent.
Okay, yeah.
He's calling himself Kent, but talking with the sort of
The
spiritual
spirit
entity.
of Kent Nelson is still in the helmet. Yeah, everybody who's ever worn the helmet is still in there.
And the fact that he is an Egyptian,
Yeah.
he's got this lineage, and there's something his dad knows about all this that
his dad is blind, right? And he was in the last I remember seeing, his dad was like basically mumbling stuff.
Well, his dad was in an accident, and he's can't see. So and they showed like a bleeding eye and stuff, and it's interesting.
Tears of blood.
Yeah. And then my absolute favorite, I think so far with the Star Wars series, although I gotta say Chewbacca was good with the Phil Noto cover.
I haven't
Phil
read that
Noto's
yet.
art is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a Journey, Star Wars, what is it? A Force Awakens, Shattered Empire.
Yes.
So Shattered Empire.
Yeah.
That story is just building. I can't wait to see what happens on Naboo. There's a secret there, like I was saying, that I can't wait to discover.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I've got to get. They start to mesh together because the Star Wars series, that is set in between New Hope and Empire,
right?
And they've introduced somebody who claims to be Han Solo's wife, but he keeps going, "Stop calling yourself that. You're not my wife."
Ooh, drama.
And she claims that the Millennium Falcon isn't the fastest ship in the galaxy because hers is. So I don't know if like she was also in that group, the smuggler group.
Oh wow.
With Lando as well,
Yeah.
or what's going on there. So yeah, it's an interesting story, and the Darth Vader story series is crazy good.
That I've heard is one of the best.
Yeah,
and there's a
very,
Lando
very good.
series out now. That's
I'd never read that.
2
It
or
was like
3.
a four-part series. I haven't read it. But yeah, the Star Wars stuff that they're putting out right now is really, really good.
Oh man, we're cheesing hard on that.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be
big
so
time.
much fun.
Big time. Yeah.
Ninja Troll goes to the movies.
There you go. Yeah.
Star Wars. I'm gonna go as a lounge singer. I'm gonna go as
There you
Bill
go.
Murray from SNL, and I'm just gonna be like Star Wars.
And our friend Marcus, who is part of the 501st, the Star Wars cosplay group, has gotten me into a special screening of Return of the Jedi.
Sweet.
On when is it? November something. I forget exactly when it was.
Okay.
But they've gotten a special screening. Yeah, it's November 10th. They've gotten a special screening down at Airsley, which is a theater down.
Oh yeah. Airsley Town, right off 485 here in Charlotte. Yeah.
So
Steel Creek.
he let me know about it. He said, I'm going to see if I can get somebody else in. If I can, do you want to go? I was like, do you have to even ask that question?
Marcus, it's my birthday that weekend. Okay, whatever you can do, man, I appreciate it. Awesome.
There you go.
Okay, out, over and out. Okay.
So yeah, anytime I can see Star Wars in the theater, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. That's because that's part of the experience.
You have to bring a tab soda though.
Yes.
Just to get the full.
It's a big bucket of popcorn.
A trapper.
Like this big.
Yeah.
So, but that's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Ninja Troll Digicast. Remember, for all the latest news from around geek culture, make sure you follow us on social media.
At Facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast.
Twitter at Ninja Troll Show.
And Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast.
Or you can visit our YouTube page at youtube.com/C/Ninja Troll Digicast.
You can always catch us on NinjaTrollDigicast.com.
And now, while you're there, you can click on the subscribe to iTunes button to get the Ninja Troll on iTunes. And make sure you join us next week. Same Ninja time, same Ninja channel.
You've been listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Tune in next time when you'll hear Tim say,
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
This is the Ninja Troll Digicast, the defenders of all things geek culture.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.